gamers, welcome to Completely Consensual, Chiptooth Gaming's weekly conversational nerdy news show right here on youtube.com/Chiptooth Gaming. I'm your host today, Mike Double D Doherty, and alongside me today is the one and only.
There you go.
Andres.
I like it.
Cobain.
Duh, one and only.
Duh. One.
The one and only.
And Shawn So Nasty himself.
So
Ew.
nasty.
So
Thank you for the introduction.
I felt
nasty.
dirty saying that.
You are dirty.
We here. We made it, guys. We made it.
He is back from his love boat. It was a good 2 month long
You've been waiting so
love
long
boat.
to say
I was
that.
in my back pocket. It was. I'm
You
not
waited
gonna lie.
so long
That
to
was in
say
my back
that.
pocket.
I love how we're like, okay, look, we're adding Shawn and Andreas. We're going to be a team. We're going to do this. And then it's just, we went off the grid. Like, we did 2 episodes and we went off the grid just because, like not crazy. We had to
Never heard
move.
from again.
And now look at it.
Look at
Look
this.
at the new studio.
What happened?
You might be noticing for your iTunes listeners and your
Level up.
SoundCloud listeners, we're in a new space.
Level up.
Level up, right? I'm actually really impressed how it looks. Other than like
does.
the crooked ass wall that you can see the line there.
No
Don't
one can
even
even
notice
tell.
it.
Why'd you
Can't
even
even
bring
notice
attention
it.
to
Don't
it?
even notice it, man. You
You
know,
just brought attention to it. No one even saw it.
I'm my
Would've
own worst
known.
critic. Well,
Great could it have?
for those the uninitiated, you can go ahead and find Completely Consensual at iTunes. You can go ahead and download it, listen it for your ear listening pleasures. Yeah, it's also available over on SoundCloud, and we're working on getting it on Google Play and right here on YouTube.com.
We got a SoundCloud now?
Bro.
We've had a SoundCloud.
Yeah, don't you always link it when we go viral?
Yeah, bro. Check out my SoundCloud. Check out my mixtapes.
We don't.
Well, gentlemen,
Yes, sir.
how are you guys today?
I'm good.
It's beautiful. Doing great.
What have you guys
Doing
been
good.
up to? What shenanigans have you?
Mm.
Oh, and before we start, actually, I almost forgot about this. So, me and Andreas got pizza earlier. We went to
Ooh,
I know,
yeah.
I'm so excited. We went to
never
a
had
liquor
this.
store, and I ran into Big Blue. Anytime
Baby
after
Blue.
middle
Big
school,
Blue's not a person. You made it sound like he was a person.
middle school,
Nah, you
I
gonna
would get
feel
off
it.
the bus.
You gonna feel it.
I'd take my lunch money my mom gave me.
Okay.
And I never spent it on lunch. I'd always spend it on energy
Big
drinks and
Blue,
soda.
baby.
And I
Grey
get me a
Goose.
Big Blue.
It looks
Oh,
like
it's so good. With some
Smurf's
vodka.
piss right now.
It's so good. And the best part is, it's not a flavor. It's just blue. Like, that's the flavor.
Yeah.
Blue's not a flavor. It's
So,
a color.
Andreas has never had it. Me and
Why you
Shawn
pour? That
are
pour.
big fans
Let
of
me
Big
get
Blue.
a little bit. Don't pour me. God
No, you
damn
gotta
it,
finish
you're
it. Don't
pouring
be a quitter, man.
Right there.
God damn it.
Yeah, there you go,
I'm
Shawn.
telling you, you're pouring Smurf's piss right now.
It's so good, dude. It's so bad for you, but it's so good.
He said Smurf's piss.
It's like the Smurfs said, "Hey guys, we can make some
It's
money."
so good with vodka, though. We mix it. All right.
Wait, so vodka? Okay. Cheers
We
to the
drinking? We
Big
get some
Blue.
vodka?
I'm smelling it
Making
first.
some
I had to
mixtures?
smell it first.
We gotta break out a
What
bottle
the fuck
right now?
is this?
It's so good.
Do we sip on it? Drink?
Go ahead, let
Yeah,
that
so
bless
I
you.
got
one
that
time.
It's not alcohol.
Let it
It
bless
can
your...
be alcohol. You want it to be alcohol? We can make it alcohol.
What the fuck am I drinking? What?
It's good. Don't hate.
Come on, you're the first
It's
sip.
good.
The first sip is a shocker. You gotta let it
It
sit.
is. throws you off.
It
Go ahead,
throws-
sip
it
that
threw
one
me
more
so off.
time.
It's like a finger in the asshole. Uncomfortable at first, but then not so bad.
What?
You know?
Yeah, I
You
mean
guys never done that?
that analogy, but the
Wait.
way he does it, taking a lot of fingers to get used to.
Knuckle play.
That's
Get
a
into it.
second sip. Not a third sip is just to confirm the
See,
second
yeah,
sip.
Yeah,
yeah, he likes it.
he already knows.
He likes it. He likes it. That's
I don't know.
exactly.
I luckily I got the monster next to me.
Third sip's the final sip.
It's right. You're good. You like it. It's good, huh?
Yeah, throw
It's
it.
throwing me so.
I'm sure people
I
love
can't
that.
compare this.
Swish
Like,
it around.
what am I trying to compare this to? Like, what would you
Nothing.
compare this to?
It's in its own league. It's like a cream soda,
There you go.
but it's not. I'm a big fan.
It's
A Big
compared
Blue
to
fan.
like touching Jesus Christ's kneecaps. Like it's nice.
What does that even mean?
It's pretty glorious. That's what he's trying to say. I don't know.
I'm a big fan.
This is
Just made the fattest slur.
Go ahead, sip that.
This is. I mean, this is like Fortnite slurp juice. I'm drinking this though.
Oh, what if that's what it is?
I mean, if
Dude,
we do
you
a
got
bit-
50% shield right now.
Yeah, 75
Stupid.
noob.
Well, gentlemen,
Cheers.
we got some housekeeping to get into
Yes, sir.
before we get into some news and talk.
Run's
So
house.
this is what did you just say?
Who?
Your mom's house?
No.
I said Run's house. It's,
Whose house? Run's house, because housekeeping. Oh, he doesn't get it.
I
it's
don't
okay.
understand, you know?
You gon' it's
One of
okay.
these
Well,
dumb
I will
kids.
talk to you privately.
We will get you cultured soon.
I'll talk to you privately.
Wonderful. I've been waiting for someone to talk to me. So this kind of falls into housekeeping. Completely Consensual is going to be a different formatted show from now on. It started off as, I know we've rebooted everything on this channel, including this channel, like 1,000 times. But Chip Cheese Gaming is a little bit different. We had a meeting. We're going to start having little monthly meetings as a team.
Yes, sir.
Getting on the same pages, everything. And one feedback I've gotten from you, the listener and the viewer, and from Shawn and Andres is that they're and for me myself too. It's not like it's just like I'm not getting the show I wanted. There's already plenty of video game news shows out there, like in terms of like reading the news show and then unpacking it. Completely Consensual started off as something very special in terms of that it was just a one-on-one or a two-on-one like podcast where it's just sitting down and talk about whatever, whether it be video games, whether it be, I had a drag race episode like about what drag is with Jaime. I had Nick DePaulo on here talking about video games. Like it was just really one-on-one, very, very Joe Rogan style. And so it's kind of going back to the roots of that, where we're going to have the news. We're going to be able to talk about the news and keep it current, but it's not just going to be video games. It's also going to be, Marvel did this today, or Disney did this, or, other nerd culture things, including, the Funko Pop. Andreas, for some reason,
I'm still trying to fucking get it, all right?
Madman.
Y'all can link me with where to get that Pikachu Pop, that Target exclusive. Let me know, please.
No, I really think it's cool how people collect those. I really want to get into it, but I just...
You'll spend some
I can't
money.
go down that rabbit hole. I can't. I went down the rabbit hole with these fucking things. The
See? I don't even know. Where do you even get
so
those?
Uncultured. GameStop exclusive.
Oh, my God. No, thank you.
That's what I am. No, but...
Oh, you bought the little God of War.
Yeah, he bought everything, dude.
Little Kratos.
He actually got a collection. It's worth it, but still.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't go down that rabbit hole because there are like a couple of these that I don't have, and it drives me fucking crazy every time I look at them. And then like I'm about to go down the Amiibo rabbit hole just because I want to fill up these shelves. I was like,
yeah,
I got to draw the line here because I wanted the Crash Bandicoot Funko Pops.
Mm-hmm.
And just because if you throw Crash Bandicoot on anything, I'm gonna buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, man, if I get those, then I'm gonna want like more, like the Reptar one, and like just go down there.
That's how it is with Pops. That's exactly how it is with Pops. You're like, I want to get that set, and then if you buy one, you got to get the set.
Yeah, man.
Can't leave them hanging.
It's like STDs. You gotta catch them all. You know what I mean?
That's exactly why I'm trying to get the Pokemon Pop, man.
No, it's just chlamydia. It goes away.
No, it doesn't. This one stays
you know
with
what
you.
I mean? I know.
Just, dudes being guys.
Just a couple dudes being guys.
Jesus Christ. And he told me to bring some Amiibos, and I was like, yeah, I'll bring some Amiibos. And then they were in a box. You're like, no.
Toys are meant to be played with, you fuck.
Not those toys.
All toys.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't believe in
what do
the
you
box
do with
thing.
toys?
Do you play with that helmet right there?
I
you played it
put
once
on
in the
Let's Play.
video. Okay, that was once.
Look at the scars it has. Of course he plays with it.
He
Yeah,
painted
dude,
those
those
on.
battle
Those
scars.
are random battle scars.
I wish
like a hater.
I am, because I'm trying to defend myself and ain't working.
I played with action. When did you guys play with action figures?
Of course.
When did you stop playing with action figures?
And
My last action figure was a Transformer. It was a Camaro. I think it was B.
You were a Transformer kid, huh?
he was.
Transformers were like one of the most interesting action figures of all time because not only was it an actual,
It's like a puzzle. You're like, fuck, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Not only did it have a human form, but it was also a car.
Sure. You get
Yeah, man.
It was
2
also
for 1.
a plane.
2 for 1.
It was two birds, one stone. Not only did you have a person, but he had his own getaway car all in the same. It was great.
You think since I was a poor kid growing up that like Transformers would be like rad to me because like you said you get 2 toys
2
for
for
like
one.
the
So
price
Transformers
of
for
one?
poor people.
No,
That's
I'm
what
saying
you're saying?
you think
That's how I felt.
No. That's not what I said.
Jesus
Don't
Christ.
Since I
That's
think
what you
you're a
said.
poor kid, you would think Transformers for you. What does that mean?
Yeah, because you get 2 for 1. What you just said.
Oh, so only poor people get 2 for 1.
No, but here's the thing, Shawn. I played with
Correct
like
me.
Christmas. I played with like Christmas decorations because that's how poor I was. To like tie it into like the holiday and everything. Like I made everything around me a toy. So you'd think that
I mean,
since
you're
I was a poor
child.
kid
Yeah.
growing up, that like the 2-in-1
Uh-huh.
thing would be because I could go play cars or I could go play like Transformers. I don't know, man. Why do you gotta make my statement look like it's a hate crime?
Hey, look, I just want to clarify because I'm pretty sure they had questions. I was confused, just like they might be confused.
2 for 1, yeah? That what you call it?
Look at that. One statement, 2 meanings.
2 for. Let's call that a twofer.
A twofer. Now this
How did that go?
I was trying to figure out how we got here. No, this goes perfectly with what I was talking about earlier. I want completely consensual to be whatever we want it to be. If Shawn wants to talk about something, if Andreas wants to talk about, we could talk about whatever. We don't feel like we're stuck to like a format, but we still kind of have a format. You know?
Yeah.
Get in the housekeeping, talk about what we're playing, talk about like how we are, go on a 30-minute rant about Funko Pops, and then talk about some news. But we're not going to talk about it as in like, reading down like the exact things. We're gonna have the facts in front of us, so as we're talking about it and we're like, oh, what'd they say about this, and then we'd be able to look it up and be like, okay, like this. So
yeah,
this is gonna be the new format of the podcast, just because like I said, there's so many video game news shows out there where they take the articles, they read the articles, and they break down the articles, and I think that's not a strength of mine, and I don't think not saying it's not a strength of you guys, but I don't personally think there's a lot of other people kind of funny. IGN, there's a lot of people who do it better than me, and I feel like that's something that maybe people are just overwhelmed on how many times you're gonna hear news regurgitated to you in a week. So that's why we're kind of moving away from that format. So that also leads us into our meeting in terms of consistency.
Definitely.
Consistency, that was the number one thing on Twitter that we got responded for when I was like, what do you want to see from us? What do you want to see from Chip Tooth Gaming? Number one thing was, hey, like consistency. So we actually have a question from Adam Woodstra. This dude, first of all, one of our biggest supporters. So he said, what's your plans for rebooting the channel? And is there a schedule? So yes, like I said, I kind of talked about the completely consensual. Shawn, do you want to run down what we're doing for like Let's Plays? Do you remember the schedule?
He does.
So Let's Plays are on Sundays.
No, the recording. When we post.
So we're posting the Let's Plays on Wednesdays.
Yes, sir.
And we're posting the podcast on Fridays.
Thursdays. I messed that up on the Let's Play this week. I was like, oh, Fridays. None of you corrected me. So thanks. Thanks, you fucks.
I thought it was Friday.
Yeah. I thought it was Fridays too.
I did too. I don't know why, but it was Thursday because we record on Wednesday and then go live the next day.
Yeah.
So Thursday. And
makes
then
sense.
Every other week for right now, every other week on a Friday, you're going to get a video essay. So whether it be eventually, like I said for right now, it's every other week. Eventually, I want to grow it into a weekly thing because I want Shawn to have a voice. I want Andreas to have a voice. I want us to be able to use this platform and actually use this to for artistically like expressing ourselves. So like the next video essay is going to be how I was wrong about the Nintendo Switch. For people who have been stuck with me from like the beginning of this channel, outspoken like just Nintendo hater. Never did anything right.
You hate the Wii U still.
I didn't. Well, the Wii U sucks. I mean, no one
still Nintendo.
Wii U. You know what I'm talking about?
If you're saying you're wrong about Nintendo, you're
well,
wrong
I was
about
saying about the Nintendo Switch. Sorry, not Nintendo. So Nintendo Switch. I thought it was gonna fall on its face. I thought day one you would be able to walk into a Best Buy or a Target or a Walmart and buy one right off the shelf, and I was dead wrong.
You're so wrong.
So it was just me. This is gonna be like a letter, just saying like.
Sorry.
A video essay like, hey, like I was wrong. The fucking Switch is awesome and I love it.
Like Ruben stuttered. You're sorry for 2004.
So
you ain't gonna mess up no more.
That's a deep cut.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I went in there, dude.
So yeah. So that in terms of that, I want like Shawn if he wants to say something about like a video game he's really into, or Andreas, or like if they got something to say, I want them to be able to use this platform and be able to say it. So.
I'm gonna say it.
Oh, Shawn's gonna say it. Give it to him. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say, big cat?
I got nothing to say right now, but when I got something to say, you're gonna hear it. Stay tuned.
So
I don't know how you guys are sipping on that.
It's you don't like it?
I'm not drinking, dude. I'm gonna look at the sugars.
Oh no, hey, you ass!
Just get some. There's a whole bottle right there, man.
There's a whole.
Why didn't you grab the bottle? Why did you have to grab the cup?
I'll refill you up.
Did
dude.
you want
Don't worry about it.
his backwash?
Did you?
I was just looking out for you, man, because I was like, man, someone's gonna finish this.
This is very true. He took over the team.
You just had a fat moment. Now you're trying to recover.
He got you, fam.
All right, bro.
Big blue.
Oh, what, too much for you, man? Too much Big Blue?
There's no so much
Just
thing.
enough. It's good.
Just enough.
I don't deserve this.
Sorry, I feel like we're going a little long, but I feel like it's kind of important.
It's necessary. It's necessary to let the people know.
About, like,
Come on, baby. Take your time.
So completely consensual. We got Couch Clash on Wednesdays, and then Pixel Splat, which is going to be the video essays on Fridays, and that's our schedule as of right now. We have so many ideas on what we want to do. What do you guys? Sorry, I feel like I'm talking about. What do you guys want to like say to everybody in terms of like the channel and you guys being along for the ride and actually making this a thing? Because before I turn it over to you guys. The reason I started this channel was to build a portfolio. This is why I've been doing it since high school, is to build a portfolio to be able to apply to an IGN or a Kind of Funny or a GameSpot or a fandom, to be able to say like, hey, look at all this experience I have in video production and hosting and dealing in the video game world. Look at it. And instead of sitting around waiting for them to hire me, I'd rather turn Chiptooth Gaming into something that could possibly be a career for us in terms of doing this full time. Like that's the ultimate goal, I think, for all of us, to be able to get into a studio and be able to quit our jobs and be able to do this full time and actually deliver on content and be content creators. But yeah, so, and I mean, God willing, let's see what happens, because I'm still going to be applying to those places. But like I said, instead of waiting around and being like, hey, like, give me the chance, hire me, I'd rather just blaze our own trail and give myself the chance and see and bet on on Chiptooth Gaming and see where it could go. So that's why I brought you guys along, and I'm glad you guys came. So please, you guys have the floor. I don't know what you guys want to say to everybody in terms of like the channel being a part of the full time, and actually, like I said, when this is a registered company, eventually, even if we're not making any money, I eventually want to get us registered as like a trademark, like logo and everything. Yeah. Okay. Because you guys would get a cut. Like, you guys are in this. Like, I told Shawn at a party one time, super drunk. I looked at him. I was like, you're my business partner, man. Like, you're like, we're in this. So it's like, yeah, I'll let you guys take it away in terms of where you guys are at with like the channel and like coming along, and what you want to say to the audience. Okay.
So sorry. It's gonna get long, so that's why.
All right, cool.
I was just trying to think where to start. So as far as content coming out, I want to eventually get into start streaming on, whether it be Twitch or YouTube Live, or sometimes possibly even get into doing some walkthroughs of, some solo player games, with the commentary from Chiptooth Gaming itself, of course. And just, really just having some fun, great content coming out to you guys. Hopefully I want to do some, lobbies with like some of our subscribers and stuff like that. Some just cool stuff to get you guys involved with us, and, keep you in tune with what we got going over here at Chiptooth Gaming.
Well, Shawn's actually going to be eventually taking over Couch Clash. Like, that is eventually going to be Shawn's baby in terms of a show.
Oh, yeah. If you guys didn't watch the first episode, that was the first hint of me taking over. It's a process, slow and steady.
Are you going to take credit for my editing?
I know. Gucci gang. I hope people know that.
So funny. No, I love it, and I want to be able to see... God, I
remember you told me
it's such a long Let's Play, but like there's so many moments in it that is just like hilarious.
There's gold.
Go watch it. That's live now. That's also part of housekeeping. Couch Clash, Mario Tennis Aces, that's up. But in terms of like Couch Clash, I want that, because Shawn from day one has always been, I want to do more like Let's Plays. I want to do more gameplay. I want to do more streaming. So this is my way of being able to give him that creative outlet for right now until we can get off the ground and like do streaming days and like pick a day every week that we can stream. Right now, like I said, we're all really booked up. So like this is what we can commit to. So I'd rather give Couch Clash as a whole show to Shawn. So eventually, when we do film, we're gonna be filming 2 at a time, like back to back, and then I'm gonna edit one, and Shawn's gonna edit one. And once Shawn's super comfortable with the editing and gets really good at it, but I cannot wait to see what like you can do with that show, because just your sense of humor and you're just a funny guy. So I want to see like where you can actually take that show. So that is eventually gonna be Shawn's like show. Yeah, and then sorry, you were kicking it over to Andres. I'm just
dude, I'm just here along for the ride, man. Because I came in after you guys already kind of did your guys' thing a little bit. I came in after.
I mean, kind of. Shawn was on the show before.
I had like once. Yeah, I think I had like 1 or 2 episodes before.
No, still, and then he did a Let's Play.
And then I think it just started off at work. I talk nerdy. We all kind of just clicked, and then Mikey's like, "Hey, dude, this would be perfect." So that's how I came along, and then. For you guys, it's just definitely the quality and then the content, the consistency. That's what we're going to try to give to you guys. And so when Mikey invited me and I came over, I was like, oh, dude, Mikey's serious about this shit. He got the lights, he got the microphone, he got all this. He got everything ready to go. So it only made me...
A lot of money.
It kind of just like, it clicked like, okay, this is going to be serious. I got to actually, don't half-ass this. So me committing my time and efforts for sure going to be all in this for you guys as well. And it's just a cool, interesting thing. So I'm definitely excited to get into this more, giving you that quality, that content, giving you everything that I can give. And then appreciating Mikey for letting me take along for the ride. You're teaching me all the other skill set, behind the scenes, setting up, using tools, and all that cool stuff.
I'm a terrible teacher. Like I said, when we're setting up, I'm just like doing it and handing him things and expecting him to know what to do, like with all the setup. But like I said, Andres is eventually going to be like a producer on the show. Like he's going to know how to set up everything, and like we're all gonna, like I said, we're all learning. Like from what I know now, I can pass it down, and then I still have a lot more to grow and learn. Like last night, I was with editing. I was up till 6 a.m, and that Gucci Gang like little cutout took 2 hours to do.
It looked great.
Just via
it looked great.
It looked great.
Those 2 hours
definitely
were worth
saw
it.
the work.
I hope those 2 hours were really worth it.
Definitely worth your time.
Just for like a stupid laugh and like to like a 30-second thing to go.
Did you dance like that like during the
Yeah, I
did.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm,
I tried not. Yeah, I saw it a little bit. I was like, you fucker.
I didn't even notice.
That's why because Andres is like, no, please God, stop this.
I seen it. So no. So far as this goes, it's definitely exciting.
Yeah. So I mean, that's essentially the housekeeping with like we covered the new Let's Plays, the new schedule, what we're doing, why, like how committed we are, and like I said, the end goal on this, guys, is seriously going to be able to build a community with the ones that we have right now, and then be able to grow from there and actually deliver and eventually get an actual studio space, because this looks actually, I'm surprised
looks really
actually
good,
how I've set this up.
Yeah.
But
it looks official.
It does.
It is official.
It looks like a very small Joe Rogan set, like a version of what he's got going on there. But I mean, we just have an awesome community, and thank you guys from like the people who do support us there, like hardcore, like Alexander Divu, Adam Worstruff, Anthony Flairda. Like we got so many. Nick DiPaolo. Like I could just go down the line of people who actually listen and tune in. Here, I got a couple here. Yanni,
shout him out.
She's awesome. That's what I'm trying to do. The Noah Fresco, Eli Shaw from Gridlight Digest. We just got so many people who are just so engaged in our content that like the community that we're building now. Like I'm super proud of, and like it's awesome. Like
definitely.
And like I said, with going on Kind of Funny, like we have a bump of it's not a huge bump of 60 subscribers. So it's like. At the end of this year, like we got goals. Like we have goals set, and we want to hit those goals. Definitely. And I'm sure we're gonna smash them.
First of all, do not ever belittle our subscriber play.
Belittle.
Don't ever.
You're like 60 subscribers. It's not a lot. Like it's a fucking lot. No, hell yeah, that's a lot. Thank all 60 of you.
No.
We appreciate all 60 of you.
I hate you so much. You know what I meant? I wasn't belittling you guys. Seriously though, thank you. I do appreciate
it all means
every one of you that clicked the subscribe button to come along for the ride in our dumb YouTube channel.
You guys are dumb.
Is that where you're going?
No.
Okay, we're not on to a good
start. In our dumb
dude.
YouTube channel.
No,
thank you. Like I do appreciate, even like I said, it's a small bump, but like we appreciate it, and like we're gonna grow from here. Like definitely. I can already tell on like where the trajectory of this
definitely, man,
business is going. Like I'm confident.
It's about that commitment. We're all committed. That's what we're. Next thing is just excited.
There we go. Well, that's housekeeping for you.
It reminds me. Yeah, let's take some months at once.
Baby.
What's that? Remind me of that the Ron Swanson quote. Never half-ass two things. Whole ass one thing.
Whole ass one thing, man.
Got a whole ass one thing, man.
Chip Tooth Gaming is a whole ass. I can't confirm.
All the cheeks.
So, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I'm just so used to saying getting into the news. It's supposed to be a more naturally flowing show than just like, let's get into the news segment. But we got some big things that have happened this weekend.
Holy shit,
and to kick it off, this one, like I said, I think this is going to be an interesting conversation. James Gunn, Disney's not looking into hiring him back, even after the whole cast wrote a letter and basically said, like, hey, like we're behind
firing you.
Yeah, we're behind James Gunn, and like that's not the tweets. For those of you who don't know, far right internet personality, came after James Gunn and a bunch of other people in Hollywood because he has this conspiracy theory of a child pedophile ring in Hollywood. Tweeted out like basically tweets of James Gunn with pedophilia jokes and like outed James Gunn. But James Gunn has always been very vocal in terms of like, hey, like my comedy used to be like edgy, like super like edgy in terms of like not good comedy, but like just trying to get like shock people, trying to shock people instead of like make them laugh. And it wasn't good comedy, and I regret it. And like blah blah blah. Like in the past, he's been very like supportive, or he's understood like his mistakes in the past. And Disney knew that going into it, like their relationship with him. But this far right personality kind of put out the tweets and said, "Look, James Gunn is a pedophile." From jokes. Like, not good jokes. Like, I can't defend bad comedy. Like, it's not very good jokes.
It was just like, okay.
It was like...
swung and missed bad. I read some
joking
of them
around
and I was like,
sleeping with
shit.
a little boy is probably not the best. And like I said, it's bad comedy, but it doesn't mean he's a pedophile. And I think that's something that we get so caught up in today. But before, like, we get into this, so that he outed him as a pedophile, which he wasn't a pedophile, but Disney ended up firing James Gunn for the tacky bad jokes, and like that's where we're at right now. And the cast wrote the letter, all of them just supporting like James Gunn, saying he shouldn't be fired, including his brother. I
didn't even know that was his brother.
It sucks.
That's hella funny. Like I saw the support. It's like
Shawn.
I remember he was on Twitter and he did like a cool like 12 thread something about like an open letter defending his brother. I was like, oh shit, that's his brother, and he was in the movie. I know that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
have you guys seen PG porn by James Gunn?
No.
It's fucking good.
PG what?
Yeah, PG porn. It's so good.
Just sounded
it's
off.
so
What
funny.
is it?
It's
like a stand-up thing?
No. It's like a short like YouTube series that James Gunn did with like Craig Robinson from like The Office and like his brother. And it's just like porn scenarios that don't end up with people fucking. So like they did like the helpful
PG,
bus.
the
helpful bus where they pick up people and like Craig Robinson's there going floop. Floop, like on the girl's like skirt, and like nothing happens. Like they just take them to their
PG.
destination and like open it and like have a good day. Like, it's funny. You guys should check it out. PG porn's awesome. But yeah, so like obviously these jokes weren't in good taste. Like, what do you guys? It just sucks. Like I'm bummed out about it. Like Guardians is so good, and I can't imagine a Guardians without James Gunn.
So do you think Guardians is gonna change like, as a whole?
They're saying that
like,
they're no rush to find a new director.
What does that mean, though?
It means like, hey, dude, this movie's gonna be delayed. First of all, it's gonna be delayed, and then second is just finding a new. I don't know. I mean, the next thing I can see happening is the actors themselves be like, you know what, I ain't gonna be in this movie until they come back.
That'd be. I wish
I don't
they
see
would
the
do
actors
that.
would leave.
Imagine the balls on Chris
No, but
Pratt.
here's the thing.
and
I feel
Zoe
like Guardians of the Galaxy, that movie in general, that elevated the whole Marvel universe in general, though.
I agree.
Like that's a very important. Why are you giving me that look? You don't think it is?
I mean, talk some shit,
You want to talk some shit? Back it up, bro. Fucking shit.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the whole series, 2 movies, is definitely important to the Marvel universe.
He said 2 movies.
But
I think there was definitely the other movies that contributed a lot more than Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy damn near came out of nowhere, if you're going to be real.
No, it did, but nobody expected Guardians of the Galaxy to be the good in the first place. I remember when the first Guardians came out, everybody was like, is it going to be a flop? There's a fucking raccoon in it. Oh, my God. And then everybody fucking loved it. And then I think the reason why is because they found the right comedy spectrum from like Marvel movies. You catch my drift a little bit?
Well, yeah, sorry. Did you
No. I'm just making sure we're on the same page because I think I'm just.
No. I get what you're saying, and I actually agree with Andreas in terms of like I think it did something super important to the Marvel universe in terms of it established space for the Marvel universe, which wasn't done very good before. Like with the Thor movies, space and like other worlds just wasn't done good. Like it wasn't interesting. Space wasn't interesting until Guardians of the Galaxy, and I agree with that. Like in terms of like, I was never interested in space or space adventures. I hated space shit. I because it's just boring to me. It's like I hated Star Trek. The only thing I ever liked really that was space was Star Wars. But again, that's more of like a soap opera tale than like an actual space adventure. But like the things that we've seen before in the Marvel universe with dealing with space, I've fucking hate. All the Thor movies sucked until Ragnarok. Anything that was even remotely related to space, like even Avengers, the space twist on that with the T'Chari.
You got it.
coming in. It was just, to me, I was just like, ugh. And then, like, I feel like when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, it was like, oh, fuck. Space is fun. Like, space isn't just dark and evil and, like, look at all this bad shit that's happening and evil guys who are so overpowered that no one could, like, fucking take out. It's like, no, here's Chris Pratt being a fucking idiot and he can very easily die. Like space isn't scary. It's fun.
Yeah, and then it kind of just backs up why they need James Gunn back.
I agree, because I think
without a James Gunn being part of the 3, it's a number 3. Like, you finish it off, dude. You finish off your
space.
Do the
not
trifecta.
Fun.
Yeah, the whole, like, the dialogue and everything just changes, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what if that happens?
I'm gonna be interested to see if they keep the script, because he just turned in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 Volume 3 script. I wonder if they're gonna rewrite the whole thing and get a new director. Now there is only one director. Like I said, I don't want to. I just wish they don't do Guardians of the Galaxy. I hope they don't do it if they don't do it with
James Gunn.
But there is one exception where I'd be like, okay, I kind of want to see that. Taika.
Yeah.
If Taika, the person who directed Ragnarok, came in and did Guardians of the Galaxy, I would give it a chance.
Yeah, you would give up on
that, I just give up on
There's
it.
No
I would
way
just
they're
be
not
like,
gonna come out with the Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I wish they would, though. I know they're not. I know financially
that's too much.
not.
Yeah.
But imagine if they're just like, oh, Gamora's dead. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy died in Infinity War.
Like, just gonna let it go.
Rewrite it. Just rewrite the ending.
Imagine that.
Yeah, they don't come back. Just leave them dead. Fuck up.
Besides Rocket. Rocket's the only thing that like survives.
And he stays
Rocket
back.
and Groot.
Then I could just see a movie of him now.
Rocket. I mean, Groot's
Or,
A
dead.
little
Groot
Rocket
died, you're
movie. Or still.
Spoilers.
Oh no.
No. So I mean, it's
a fucked up thing situation because first of all, this all happened because of Twitter. Goddamn Twitter
will
getting
do it
caught
to
up.
you.
Son of a bitch.
I'll tell you what.
You know, it's not even Twitter. It's people that looked at his Twitter. Okay.
No,
you
but
guys
here's
just
the thing.
couldn't just
You're in the spotlight,
his
right?
humor.
This isn't just happening to one guy. Like it happened to this baseball player too. Like this young kid. Like he was tweeting shit out when he was 17, and he's getting caught up now that he's getting drafted like at 20.
I
right?
hate that.
And now, like he's getting back. Like he's literally dropping draft count because of those tweets, and he think he's not a good person. Some bullshit like that, right? So Twitter is not like they're not just going after this guy. They're going after anybody. So that's why I don't get it with Twitter. Like if you know you got some fucked up shit, and James Gunn's admitted, yeah, I've said some fucked up shit. Go through your Twitter, bro. Go through your Twitter.
But that's the thing.
You spend a day. I don't give a fuck if you've tweeted since 2012. I'm gonna go all the way. If I became viral and I went famous,
isn't that
I'm going back to
insane?
I'm going back to when I started, bro.
2009 is when these tweets, like he made these tweets, and it's one of those things where it's like, this is what pisses me off about the culture that we're in right now. Like, and I know people are like, oh my god, I'm so sick of hearing about like this, because so people are sick of it from both sides, which we'll also get into it with like the what's it called, coming back. It ties in really well. The Escapist coming back. This ties in really well because now they're like apolitical, essentially. Like they don't want to deal with politics. They want to leave it at the door. Like people are so fucking done in this time that we're in. Like they don't want to touch anything, and everybody is getting like,
because everyone gets offended.
I know, but and that's the thing.
And they hold a grudge on what you've said in the past, like as if someone doesn't have the opportunity to grow.
No, for sure. No, exactly. And that's the thing. Like you said, 2009, dude.
2000 almost 10 years ago.
People change.
I was
so
11.
Bad.
I was 11. Like, come on now. I'm not the same
crazy.
person I was when I was 11.
And it's one of those things where it's people, like I said, people are gonna be so sick of hearing, oh, like PC outrage, SJWs, like, because I don't like using those words. But it really is. People are hypersensitive on both sides. I love how the right uses like, oh, you snowflakes, when they are the biggest fucking snowflakes. Like, and the left, they're overly sensitive toward everything in terms of all feeling. Like, they almost want to shelter you from like the outside world, but in reality, like the world is just not a nice place, guys. Like, let's take a joke. Let's stop taking someone's joke. Shawn, you said this joke. You said a fucked up joke. I'm now going to take what you meant and say this was your intent. I'm going to tell you what your intent of your joke was.
Yeah.
It is insane that James Gunn can make, like I said, I'm not defending bad comedy. There's bad comedy. It's hacky comedy at the very least. It's hacky comedy. Not very good jokes, but they're jokes. Nevertheless, it's jokes. He made a joke. He made a bad joke. that doesn't mean he's a pedophile. There are people outright calling him a pedophile.
Yeah, that's
like,
the fucked up
and
shit.
he's now getting like, you can type in James Gunn and pedophile will come up. Like, that's fucked up that we live in this world where someone could go, look, you said this, so that means you mean this because I said you mean this.
And this is just something like then came out of nowhere, came out of the blue. Like, I feel like.
Yeah, no, it did. Because this guy was always crazy. He was always trying to find like the pedophile ring.
Yeah, so then I'm just like, what the fuck?
But it's just one of those things where it's like, this is only like the fact that you can lose your job without like due trial, due process.
Yeah.
In today's age, and like I said,
you gotta blame the other people for believing it though. Like,
no, but you
gotta blame the retards who are like, yeah, that's fucked up. You did it. Like what?
Yeah.
Like people who believe that too is like,
it's not even if they believe it. It's just the thought that they could believe it.
It's not even the thought. I bet you a lot of them don't even believe it. I bet you a lot of them are just like,
yeah, because I'm pretty sure
the people are so programmed into.
I can see why though too, because they're like, oh, this is like the parents are defending it, like my kids are watching this. He made this. I can see a whole bunch of arguments coming out of this, and I just think it's bullshit.
Because just here's the argument at the end of the day. All because you think something meant something doesn't mean it means that. Like that. I mean, I feel like that's just jokes in general. Like if you don't like a joke, that's fine.
Yeah.
To like unfollow that person or to like don't, and the fact that it could get to this point because now we're mixing up lines. Now we're mixing up something very important with the Me Too movement, where it is people like these girls who've been abused and like raped or like taken advantage of, like real like shit, like Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, no, fucked up shit.
And then now we're tying in that with you said something I don't like or you said something I don't agree with. So I'm going to then turn it into my own interpretation of what that means, and then you're going to lose your job because of that. And everyone's going after jobs. Everyone. Yeah. And you've seen the racist people like who like you're speaking Spanish and they go after them and then they get recorded and they get outed and they lose their job.
Yep.
That's a lot different because there's intent behind that. Jokes don't have intent. You know the difference between intent and non-intent. So like look at Michael Richards. You guys remember Michael Richards from Seinfeld?
What he said. Yeah, on the comedy side up.
Yeah, on the.
He was like and
he just dropped the N-word a bunch of times.
Yeah, he straight up did.
Kramer from Seinfeld, super angrily, and you could tell there was intent behind that.
Yeah.
And then you could tell the difference between that and
a tweet.
Patrice O'Neal making a rape joke. Like you can tell the difference between that. And look, we can sit here and argue all day if rape jokes are tacky, if they're bad comedy, if they're good comedy, if you find it funny, if you don't find it funny. It's subjective. But to say that they made a rape joke, so that means they're for rape, or they're making fun of the rape victims, or then we're just getting off the fucking rails there because
I think everyone has a side of dark humor, though.
No, it is some dark humor. Sometimes it's like, all right, I gotta know when to bring that up. You know?
Yeah, it's
like I gotta kind of pick my place.
Know your room. Like that's comedy rule number
Twitter's
one.
Not your room.
Know your room.
That's the thing. And Twitter's not your room. You can't just be going out on Twitter like, ha. You know, you're not in a comedy room where you could say that because it's gonna be in a comedy setting.
Here's the thing. Everything is not nothing's okay anymore. Like in terms of. There is no room anymore because if you say something like comedians,
social media changed everything.
Yeah, comedy room, okay, yeah, you can get away with a lot, but like outside that, like if you make, nobody wants humor anymore. Nobody wants like you can't say anything. You have to be squeaky clean. They want you to be squeaky clean. And if you do mess up, let's say you do make a fucked up joke and you read the room wrong and like whatever, there's no forgiveness anymore. There's no, hey. It's okay. Like you misread the room, or like you swung the bat. Like we've all done it. Mm-hmm. I've been in a room and I've said a joke and I've gotten big laughs before. I've been in a room and I've said a joke and it was like a record scratch. Like what the fuck did he just say? Yeah. Like it's one of those things. That's comedy. Like that is comedy in terms of like jokes. And like I said, whether or not like his jokes are hacking, like I said, they're bad jokes. But I'm not like thinking he should lose his job over something he said 10 years ago. Even if he said those jokes 3 years ago, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you see some kind of change, but like, guys, we gotta let up. Like, we gotta just start being easier on each other and loving. Like, not everything has intent behind it to where it's like,
that's the final word. Like, he meant it.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy that Disney's just like, yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah, the fact
Disney's literally just turned the face like, yeah, we don't even want to deal with you anymore.
Yeah, they didn't want to mess up their image, and that's what I was saying. Like, it's more of just the appearance that someone could take what he said in the negative. Like, I don't care if like the CEO of Disney knew James Gunn personally and knew he was joking when he posted that, but it's the fact that someone's mother or the parents in, you know, some community could look at him and say, "Oh, what the fuck is going on, Disney? We just have guys that make jokes about children, like that, just on your side. Is what we do, Disney."
Yeah, Disney.
And then Disney has no choice but
Disney,
to.
Yeah, no, because they got to stay the face.
Oh yeah,
they
because Disney's such a
their
squeaky
face.
clean. Like
Yeah, they gotta keep it Disney.
The Dumbo crows were not racist at all, or Song of the South, which is a purely racist like Disney movie. Like Disney has so much dark shit in it and like so much fucked up humor, but like that's okay because like no one's talking about it. But if people were talking about it, like it'd be an issue.
Yeah,
It's
so
not even, people don't catch all the dark humor.
they don't. It sometimes
You know,
goes
some
over
of
the
it
head,
goes over the head.
and you can't blame them for it because they're stupid. But still, it's just
Every
it sucks
cartoon
in that
has dark
situation to
humor,
be
in
in
my
because of what he meant to like just one franchise. I feel like without James Gunn, there is no Guardians.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. I would just rather see him just
So as
not
much.
do it.
So shit is really, I don't know what else I could do just because Disney's really just playing a slow ball. They're playing a slow ball. They might be saying we're not in search of a new director. I think they'll get it back, but it's just going to be a while. They're going to really like tone in on Gunn like, yo, you're going to be like clean for the rest of your fucking life if you want to be movies with us.
What if they just delay it for a year, let this whole thing die down?
I mean, knowing Marvel and their plan, they're going to probably be like, yo, Disney, we're trying to make movies, dude. We're trying to make another Infinity War 2 or some shit.
What do you like? What do you guys think? Like, who would you want to see as a director?
No, I mean that's the only thing that you would say. The Taki, can't say his name right. Taika. Yeah, he was probably the only director because he kind of had that same comedy niche
like
style of everything that
captured
Ragnarok
in
had.
Ragnarok.
So he captured it around with it, and then so if he could do that with Galaxy when he has more people, more kind of tools
Great
to mess with
actors.
this, he could actually kind of bring it out even more.
You know, I didn't really like Ragnarok. Gonna be
Ragnarok?
honest.
Get the fuck out
Ragnarok
of
I
didn't
didn't
like
really
you.
like it. I'm sorry. It was a decent watch,
You're a decent watch.
but it wasn't like I wasn't amazed and blown back by that story at
here. You
all.
piece of shit.
Nobody likes you right now.
Here you go, Sean. I'll tell you what. I was holding
To
this
be
back
honest
way
with you,
for a while, but
to be
I
honest with you, I
fucking
don't even know
hate
the
you, you
importance.
piece of shit. You fucking son of a bitch.
Hey, you better be careful.
He's bringing it out.
Oh, yeah,
right
you're
now.
right.
You
Hold
better
on.
be careful.
Jokes.
Dude, I'm offended.
Better be careful.
I'm offended right now. Okay.
Be outed.
Yeah, I honestly, even to this day, I don't see the importance of that movie. Like, I don't know what that did for
Ragnarok?
the. Yeah, I don't even know what that did for the
Are you
storyline.
fucking
Like,
kidding
that's
me?
how
That's
unimportant
how
I
it
felt that movie.
opens with
Dude,
Infinity
He
War.
got his fucking
Yeah, see,
power. He
that
doesn't
fills
need-
in that gap.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He
the
doesn't
movie didn't really complete the circle for me. I'm
You
sorry.
don't. You don't.
Maybe
get it.
I'm dumb.
Yeah,
but
you
the
are.
movie wasn't all
Let's
that.
There is no maybe. There is no maybe.
The movie wasn't all that.
He's really trying to start a fight right now.
Hey, sorry, man, before we move on from this, like, just one last thing on this is
One last thing,
guys,
go ahead.
just like
What?
we all just need to take a breather. We all need to look at each other as people and
Watch out
just
what you
like,
tweet.
who cares? Like, who cares? We were getting too caught up in the game of politics in terms of who's doing what. Like, this was clearly done because the Me Too movement happened. Like, he wanted to go after people because people were gone after, essentially. And it's one of those things where it's just be better to each other. And two, there's a great show on Showtime called The Green Room. Unfortunately, they don't do it anymore. But Bill Burr has like on one of the episodes has some great points on this in terms of you can't. This is when Tracy Morgan got in trouble for making.
Is this like the comedy
homophobic
guy
jokes.
where like they just a bunch of comedians sat down and no, is that a
Yeah,
different show?
and like a round table.
Yeah, like a round table. They're just comedians going like just
Yeah, and they just
funny
roast
ass
each
shit.
other. Yeah, and they just roast each other
Okay.
I don't see how comedians can really get in trouble for making jokes.
They make a lot of trouble, dude.
all the time.
All
I
the
know
time.
they do, but
Well,
I'm saying,
and
like, I don't
the funny
see
thing
how.
is-
Like, I almost don't even take comedians serious when they talk.
I know,
Like,
because people's just so sensitive. Because they, like I said, people are so sensitive. They go, "You said this, so this means you mean this."
yeah,
No, it's a joke.
Yeah,
man.
it's a joke.
It's a joke, man. Like it's
You
okay.
missed it.
There's jokes.
You missed the joke, and now you're upset you missed the joke, and now you have to tell me what my joke
too
meant.
stupid.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get it.
exactly. And that's what Bill Burr was saying when Tracy Morgan got in trouble for a couple of the homophobic jokes he said. And it's just one of those things where it's like you can't like look, you basically this guy went in, watched Tracy Morgan do a stand up, went back, wrote a blog verbatim saying what Tracy Morgan said. So now this guy
Took it out of context. Too, and all
yeah,
that shit,
first of all, this guy, like, he has the fucking greatest memory ever.
His
That he
feelings
just
was
went
hurt.
in
Yeah,
for
his
an
just
hour
feelings
and
were
he
hurt.
remembered, oh, he said this and this and this perfectly. Like, he's some
Yeah.
kind of stenographer. Came in, wrote down,
I
like, in a
remember that. I
blog and
actually remember
everything.
seeing this,
Yeah. So it was a good episode. But, and then, yeah, you weren't there. Like, you don't know the joke, or he could be taking it out of context or blowing something up,
Yeah.
and they don't even give Tracy Morgan a chance to, like, explain himself, but he has to go on this apology tour now. It was one of those things where it's, guys, calm down, it's jokes. It's jokes. If something offends you, that's okay. It's okay to be offended. Just look the other way. Like, go the other way. There's other comedy out there. There's other there's other
Some
things out there.
Some topics are just sensitive to
There
people
is,
in general.
yeah,
like,
no, there is.
I feel like there's just some jokes you just can't make just because people are just so sensitive about the topic in general. Like, I feel like you can't really make a.
Yeah, what's going on, dude?
Get something important going on.
Yeah, I got something important going on.
What?
Get your
Got something important going on? You want to talk to somebody else?
I mean, dude, when the GM texts you, you gotta be like, hello, sir.
What was I saying? I feel like what the hell was I saying?
No phones at the table,
He
Andres.
was like, he said,
we're gonna be Mexican family.
He was
here.
talking
No
about
phones
like
at
he
the
said
table.
that one time at band camp, and I was like, yeah, dude, go ahead, continue.
Well, sorry guys.
Take it away
I
from me.
lost my
No
train of
phones on the
thought.
table.
Sorry, Dad.
Sorry, I'm strict.
I forgot my train of thought.
God damn it, Andres.
Damn
You son of a bitch.
Andreas.
What happened, dude?
All right, well,
I don't know.
I apologize. That's on me.
Before we get into the more nerdy news, I think this could lead in perfectly with the Escapist kind of news. The Escapist, it's coming back. The Escapist was a print magazine, nerd culture, video games, things like that. Very popular, and then it went out of business. They just got rebought.
So is the Escapist the company, or is that the name of the game?
It's it's like they're like an IGN kind of. They're like an outlet.
Okay.
They were an outlet.
Okay.
So they were like a gaming magazine.
Like
Okay.
Game Informer-ish?
I was
So
confused with the
Enthusiast
article.
Gaming acquired the Escapist magazine, and then they're bringing it back. But their big thing, I'm actually going to quote this one because I think it's important. So it's headed up by Russ Pitts, who is the former editor-in-chief of the old Escapist, and he said Pitts made an empathetic point that the site would stay away from politics. One thing I tell you without delay or evacuation? How do you pronounce that?
Oh no.
Equivocation. Damn, I'm an idiot.
Oh,
Hey,
come
dude, and I'm the one
on.
who's dyslexic.
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
Sorry. One thing I can tell you without delay or equivocation: we're leaving politics at the door. Pitts posts read. Most of us have thoughts about politics, just like you, and because we're creators, those thoughts might show up in our work. Avoiding that would be unnatural. That said, I can promise you no one here will share their politics in an attempt to convince you yours are wrong. And everywhere, and your worth will not be calculated based on whether you're left or right. Politics are everywhere, but they don't have to be everything. We're going to focus on what's fun, and we hope you'll join us for that. Yeah. So like this is
So he knows about Twitter. He says, hey, I'm not dealing with any of this bullshit. It's going to be only this and only that.
squeaky clean.
That's the reason why. And again, it kind of goes to my point. I was like, hey, if you're going to be here, make sure you don't tweet out dumb shit. And if you do, we're going to go through your fucking Twitter or something. We're going to go back all the way down to 2009.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like this is the in terms of the left, in quotes, I hate that term too, but like more liberal side just wanting squeaky clean, like you can't say anything.
How do you feel about that?
He hates it, obviously. Look at the way he's saying it.
Do you
like,
hate
fuck
it?
this.
I do.
Do you hate the fact that people can go in behind like the scenes and do research on that person in general and see what type of person you are,
That's some bitch
and
ass
then
shit.
judge you based off that?
No, I mean, I think that's fair, but I feel like if you're going to judge them off the person, off the research, I feel like that doesn't make much sense because I feel like you can just talk to a person and know who they are. You know, I feel like you get a lot more out of an hour of a conversation with someone and who they are than looking through their Twitter feed and seeing a joke they made in 2010 about raping a kid.
Sometimes I just hate the guy, though.
But I mean,
Sometimes you just hate the fucking guy.
Exactly, and there's nothing wrong with that, but yeah.
Like I can have a conversation with him for now and I'll still be like, yeah, dude, fucking.
Well, I just hate it that we're in this squeaky clean state now that it's like you can't say anything. Like
Yeah, it's
you
kinda
cannot have
true.
a controversial opinion
Like you
at
can't.
all.
Everything is
You
fragile.
gotta be cool with what you're
Yeah.
saying until you actually like. It kind of like you're in a closet now. Like as far as like I shouldn't say that. But as far as like getting to know a person, like right, hey, are you cool to say fucked up jokes too? Am I cool to be like a little bit edgy with you, or do I have to be, hey, what's up? I don't want to offend you. I'm sorry. How nice to meet you.
Yeah, that sucks.
I can't be going up to you and like slap your ass like, what's up, dude?
you can't even really get to know a person or their content if they're filtering it so much.
True.
I agree with that 100%, and I've never really thought about that until you just said that right now.
That's a good.
Like they're not really giving you the 100% because if they gave you 100%, you're gonna judge them and possibly ruin what they have and take it away from them. Then they're gonna be without nothing. You know?
Yeah.
So that means, I mean, again, I remember back when being brutally honest was like the thing to be. Like
I don't want to take it this far, but you know, freedom of speech almost gets you fucked up.
Well,
it almost fucks you over.
And that's what they always say too.
True,
Because it's like the freedom of the speech argument is such a bullshit. Like it's not a bullshit argument because like you have the right to. Because none of this is the government doing it. The government's not taking your job away. Your government's not coming after you. Your government's not doing anything. So technically, the First Amendment, like that's already covered.
Exactly.
Everything. But
you're not going to jail for it.
Yeah, everyone's going. Yeah. There are
but
consequences.
you are still consequences
it's
for
like
it. Yeah, so they're saying, you are free to say whatever, but
there's
if you do, we're gonna fucking ruin your life, and we're gonna come after you and your family.
There's
like
a free to speech asterisk mark.
Yeah.
Look at the asterisk mark for more details, and you're like,
the government's not doing anything,
what?
but an angry mob will come after you. That's one of those things where it's like, it's like, okay, remember this joke the lady made on the plane?
Don't know if
she got on the plane, right, and she was part of like a company, right, and she was going on vacation, and she was going to Africa, and she said, "Going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. LOL, JK, I'm white." And then she landed.
Yeah.
She landed.
What the fuck?
She was fired. Like
as soon as she got in there,
her life was over. Now, obviously,
I think I remember hearing about
if
that.
you get fired,
obviously,
do you get to drive? Like, do you get the flight back, or are you stuck in Africa because you got fired?
I mean, she still has money.
Because at this time,
she still got money.
And she's white.
I don't know, but
and she's white.
Like that joke, like, it was something along the lines. I think that was pretty much like the joke, though. Just the joke that like. It's a funny joke. It's a fucked up joke. It's a funny joke. But I'm not. I don't think she's racist. I'm not like. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, it's a fucked up joke. Yeah, I laughed, but like, why are we going after this lady? Like, why are we trying to get her like blown up for like? Obviously, guys, it's a joke. Like, she might be racist. She might not be racist. Like, why are we gonna judge her off that? Like,
I hate how someone white can make a joke about black people and be so attacked so quickly. I really hate that. Because I do.
Yeah. I don't know if you're being sarcastic.
I'm being really serious. Like, I really hate that. And I really hate how if a black person says something about a white person or even white culture, it's okay because they're black. But if a white person says, a stereotypical joke about any other race, then they're racist automatically.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucked up, but it's not, but it is. If that makes any sense.
No, I get what you're saying.
I get what it's a long trip. I get it.
Because I think that goes back to the intention.
Because I feel like that's where the squeaky clean thing is stemming from. As far as, you not only now you have to watch what you say offends a community.
Yeah.
LGBT.
But that's the thing.
Race.
If you're trying to grow as a company, you got to play by that rule, though. If you're trying to grow and be this mega company or this global phenom that you're trying to be, you do have to be that face. And that's why, again, going back to Oliver Disney, going back to the escapists, is, if we're going to grow, cut the bullshit. Like, we're trying to do this, so you got to abide by this.
Well, I think,
and if that's what it takes, though,
company though, like she worked at a company.
No, but you're representing the company though, and that's what it is.
You're not though. You're not.
I feel like you shouldn't be representing anyone on your own social.
If she was tweeting on the damn flight, yeah, you are, bro.
It wasn't a business trip. It wasn't a business trip. It was like a vacation.
Oh, no shit. All right, the fuck.
Like it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like a business. Like she was on business because
how
obviously.
How can you still representing wherever you work?
Like
on vacation.
All so I work at company X. So now they own me, and anything that I say,
I wouldn't say they own you,
or my life is now attached to them. Like.
Yeah,
I now work at company X, so now that means I can't say
everything
X,
you
Y,
do
Z.
is affiliated with company X.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
If you go outside of company X's,
I'm just trying to be that guy with the other.
You're in trouble.
No, I get it. You're playing devil's advocate.
Because that's the thing. Again, I just see it that way. Like if I'm like a CEO and I'm trying to grow as a company, and you're over here tweeting dumb shit, and like, bro, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? Don't do that. People are gonna look at you differently, and then like. You could kind of see where that comes from and it stems from, and whether it be a line level employee or manager going up and up and up, like there is still some backlash to it.
I know, but
and I feel like as much as you just say, I'm not attached to it, I'm not doing it, like, yeah, you are. Like, that's your job. Like, at least knowingly know about it. Don't be like, I'm not attached, I'm a freelance, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
I get what you're saying. I feel like if you are a higher up, or if you're more of a face of a company, or if you are like in media, and that's like for us, for example, I feel, but like if you're at a shitty desk job and you work a 9-to-5 desk job,
like you're the mail boy, let's just say you're
or
the mail
a
guy,
fucking mail boy, or you work at company X in retail, like. No one knows you. No, you're not a face of the company. You're not attached. All because you work at company X doesn't mean
But if there's somebody
you.
who's spiteful against you, and that there's a guy who's after you, you'll fucking find it.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And then they're gonna be like, "Look what your guy did." Like, look.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the only reason they do that is because there's we're at this state where it's people are angry. Oh, Target's doing transgender bathrooms. Let's boycott them. Or
Target doesn't have enough Pokemon
this person
Pikachu
from
pups.
This person is a Republican. Let's boycott them. Like Chick-fil-A said they didn't like gay. Let's boycott them. Like, or didn't believe in gay marriage. Let's boycott. We've gotten to the point where it's like we are so disconnected.
Like, I feel like anything now. So I feel like now to the point where it's like anything you say. I get what you're saying.
We're getting to the point. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I feel like we're getting to the point where you now have to protect your success rather than your individualism.
And that's the thing, though. If you're gonna, what would you care about more than success or your being your own thing?
No, I think.
If I had to stay away from dick jokes to be a millionaire, guess what? I'm not saying no dick jokes.
I don't think you have to though.
But that's the thing,
though. You're a millionaire, though. But like, why can't you?
Like, once I made my millions and I can afford to retire,
yeah,
bring on the dick jokes all at a time. I don't give a shit. But if you're trying to build what you are and build what you're doing, play by the rules.
But how can you be different? How can your content be different from someone else's content if you're both trying to keep it squeaky?
I think this plays awesome into the Escapist article right here. Because it's like, look, first of all, a lot of people were pissed that the Escapists were basically saying we're leaving politics at the door. And people are like, oh, there's politics in games. Games are political, which they are. They are. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I do think this is good to have the Escapists to where people have a place to go, because people are so overwhelmed with politics that people have a place to go to be, look, I don't want an angle. I'm done with these angles. Enough with these fucking angles. There's enough fucking angles getting shoved up my ass left and right. I don't need another fucking angle. I don't need another, this is why this person should blah, blah, blah. This is why this person should blah. We should boycott this, or this was the meaning of this in this game because they were racist and blah, blah. Like, enough with the fucking angles, cocksucker. Like, enough.
I think he started the angles, Flowers.
Okay. So I'm glad they have a place to go, because I get it. We're getting fucking shot at from every angle in terms of some kind of spin.
Yeah.
Especially in the games media, it's very left, on the left. There's a lot of that going on. So instead of going right, they're just saying we're not doing this game.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate. But I feel like we're getting to the point that Shawn said. We're trying to protect our success over individualism, and the way you the way you define yourself, the way you stand out. I can't say it. Don't fucking laugh at me, cocksucker.
You suck cock.
We're getting so caught up in defending that we're losing identity. That's how you stand out. These controversial opinions, these controversial viewpoints, these humor jokes. That's why Joe Rogan's so popular. That's why Bill Burr's so popular. Is because the jokes that they take. And people go, "Oh, their job are comedians," but you need personality, like especially in something like The Escapist. Apolitical is awesome. Yeah. But how many times are you gonna go through and watch the same thing? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
How many times are you gonna have something regurgitated to you? How many times I went and look up the news every week.
Yeah.
I go to the same 5-6 sites looking for news. It's just the same news articles getting circulated around, regurgitated for the news segment.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's the same op-ed pieces on this is why Horizon treated females badly, or this is why God of War treated females badly, or this is why, it's the same.
It's like getting saturated. Like it's the
same op-eds on different games and different angles on the same side. And it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not saying like let's get a Fox News version of IGN, but like we're getting to the point to where it's either so one-sided and it needs to be so squeaky clean that there's no more angles anymore. So the escapists, instead of just being like, we're going to take angles, it's basically that we're just going to be bland. Like, we're just going to, and that's what this says.
So is that a good thing or a bad thing then? Because the way you said it is, like, going to be bland. Like, we're just going to give you this, and it's
good because there are people who just want games for games. Like, there are games, you see it all the time in people in the comments, keep politics out of my games, and blah, 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 blah. For those people,
some
this
people
is great.
just want to enjoy a great game.
Mm-hmm. Like God of War.
But some games are super political, and I think that's important. I think that's what makes it
But
great
I think
game.
what's even more important is the message you take away from it personally, not what someone says about it online.
Oh no, I agree. I'm not saying the article about it. I'm saying some games are very political. Look at The Last of Us. Last of Us, very political. Horizon Zero Dawn, or not Horizon Zero Dawn. Detroit Become Human, very political.
Right.
BioShock, very political.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are very political. BioShock, the one is all about it's all about Ayn Rand and like her outlook on and why her outlook sucks on life in terms of like an objectivist society in terms of like very, I don't want to say libertarian, but yeah, very very on that side of like you are what you're worth, like you are what you work, versus like. I'm losing my train of thought here, but yeah,
slow down.
I know. My mind's going a mile a minute just because I have so much to say, and like I said, we've gone on this topic tying into 2 different articles, but yeah. I mean, what do you guys think in terms of like it existing? I don't know why I'm like.
I don't even know what you're trying to say, so I don't even know where to go with it.
I know, well, because you said it like. It's losing personality, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, cool, now we're all squeaky clean, let's see how this fucking goes, let's see how interesting this fucking video is going to be when there's no personality.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So like, if everyone keeps their shit squeaky clean, what makes your squeaky clean content different from his squeaky clean content?
No, exactly, because you're going to be in the same. Like you said, if you're going to look up a news, it's going to be all the same shit.
It's going to be the same shit.
So why would I click one over the other? Like, why would I go?
It's almost like you're punished if you do something differently than what other sources do.
I understand, like, what I was saying. I mean, like, in the beginning, I was doing devil's advocate. No, you guys don't want no more Big Blue. Fuck you guys.
Continue with your point.
You already look like you blew a Smurf, so I'm not even going to talk to you right now.
Come here, Andres.
Papa Smurf, no.
It turns into like a Oompa Loompa blueberry.
No, bro, but again, as much as I want to play devil's advocate as far as like play by the rules, bend the rules a little bit. Like, don't be that guy who goes, okay, I need to do this, A, B, C, D. Like, you can be successful and be in your own way. I just feel like there's a time and place always. And if you're representing something, just be smart about it.
You corporate cuck.
Yeah, I'm not a cuck. I'm trying to play devil's advocate because, again, if I know in the internet, but again, it sucks for that girl who's on the airplane, but for like James Gunn and even all the up and coming athletes and all those other guys who are like, I know I'm going to be successful. I know I'm going to be in this field. I know I'm going to do this. Like, fucking be careful. Like,
well, how do you know you're going to be successful? That's the thing. It's like
crazy how
you believe in your dreams.
You blow
Mikey.
up in a month. All right, and not like blow up, like
guess
your
what?
body parts are everywhere.
My Twitter's getting deleted, and I'm getting another one. That's how easy.
That's ridiculous.
Done.
Like, that's crazy. You have to get rid of your Twitter. Like, your Twitter doesn't even come up. It's not even your place to just vent anymore. Like, you can't really just tweet anything at that point.
God, I've had Twitter since 2008.
I don't even know what I had.
Dude,
Twitter.
that was more than earlier than me. What the fuck? You fucking broke the rules there. You have to be 13 or 14 to create a profile. How did you do it, Sway? How, Sway?
If I scrolled back to 2008,
I'm pretty sure there's some like fucked up jokes you got going on there.
Not just fucked up jokes, because I wasn't much of a comedian back then.
I have jokes too, and it's fucking hilarious.
I have jokes about teachers. I have jokes about people.
I feel like you have a joke right now, guy.
Don't tell people, they're gonna go dig, and then we're gonna get blown up.
If you do go dig, please follow.
At least hit the follow button, right?
At least.
If
like,
you're gonna
snoop, at least let me know. Like, I'm not offended or anything.
Like the one that you want to put out.
But just show some love, okay?
Make it go viral at least.
Like
Don't
it.
just
Let's
screenshot
at that kid Flowers.
Don't just
at that kid Flowers.
No, yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we've had a really good discussion on these two things and how they're connected in terms of we're getting to the point to where everyone just wants to wipe their hands and be like, okay, we're done. Like, we just squeak.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing, and I respect it. I mean,
and like I said, I like that you play devil's advocate. I just don't imagine living in a world where, like, I don't want to hear any other opinion than mine. Like, I don't get how people could live.
You want to hear a couple dick jokes from here and then?
I mean, I'm always good with a dick. You know what I mean?
Huh?
Don't worry about it. Just a couple Disney.
No, but I totally get it though. Like, yeah, I see where you're going.
It's like
I definitely agree with you.
I don't imagine the mindset of I don't want to hear anything other like I don't want to disagree with. I don't want to hear anything that like isn't what I think. Because like I said, you playing devil's advocate, I love that you just did that right now. Because like even though I don't agree, we just had a respectful conversation about it.
No, yeah.
And even though you don't agree, doesn't necessarily mean like why are we always trying to force like why are we always trying to be right in this society? And I never understood that.
Just have your opinion on with my day.
Yeah, well, and not just have your opinion, but like let's talk about it. Let's have an interesting conversation. Like let's have an interesting that's why I like having diversity and not just diversity of skin, but like diversity of thought. Like actually have like people with different outlooks and different opinions and different backgrounds.
I think what's important about a debate in general is not that you win, but that you understand the opposite side, and people are not willing to understand. They just
and you're an asshole
want to persuade you to be on their side.
And you're just an asshole if you just say, "No, fuck you, I'm still right." Yeah, at the end of it, right?
It's just one of those things. It's like I've had many a conversation where I talk to someone and I go, all right. Well, all right. I don't agree with you, but
what's that thing they say?
I don't want to tweet out what you just said and end your life. Like it's not that serious. Like it's not that.
I'm trying to get
this
you
is
in
another
trouble.
thing. A minute with Mikey right now. Give me a minute with Mikey.
You want to do it right now?
I forgot to put that in this. But anyway, but no. Just be done. Like, there's more important things. Don't you have better things to do? Don't you have better things to do? Like, don't you have a family to go home to? Don't you have dinner to make? Don't you have work to go to and make money? Like, why are you worried about what other people are doing and other people's thoughts? Just mind your business. Mind your business, cocksucker.
Can I borrow my phone so I could go through your Twitter all the way down to 2008?
No, I don't want to do it.
Never mind.
Right. Sorry.
I tried.
Like I said, we've spent a good while on this topic.
Yeah.
It was a hot topic, though, man. This James Gunn thing was just...
Conversations?
I hope they get James Gunn back. I'm excited to read on The Escapist.
So...
And then, yeah, I mean, other than that, I feel like that was a good chunk.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, and then, so, into, like, more gaming news, too. A couple of these run down pretty quick. But we're in the time where we're getting near the end of the game cycles.
Not until Spider-Man comes out. What you mean?
God damn.
Not until Spider-Man comes out.
I want that limited edition.
And I got it
so bad.
I got it. I'm a little stupid. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to get
podcast. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to call you out like that.
So like, this is why we can't have nice things.
I'm just kidding. But I'm not.
He wants to kill
I'm not really just kidding.
You want me to talk so you can hear me?
Ooh.
You keep staring at me.
No,
I don't know if you wanted me to talk now.
Into the mic. That's all I want.
I'm not talking in the mic.
Now you are.
My face has been this close
That's
to the mic.
It's
this
right
whole
there.
time.
Now you're not talking.
You're talking to me though.
I can't.
You can look at me and talk to here. Do that.
See, guys, this is why the podcast be taking so long, because Mikey always wants to correct someone.
Ooh.
I'm not trying to correct. I'm trying to guide.
You're correcting my style.
Let him be his own person.
What happened to minding your business?
Stop trying to change his angles.
Sucker. How about that?
Well, I mean, you could talk, like, just talk to the mic, you know?
Shut up, Mikey.
I just called you a cocksucker.
That's how we roll, man.
Spider-Man's
gone gold. Spider-Man's gone gold.
Gone gold, September 7th or 9th. One of those.
7th?
I think it's the 7th.
I don't know.
But I got the PS4 Pro. I pre-ordered that, and then I pre-ordered the special edition.
You did both?
Don't you already have a PS4 Pro?
I was a dumb. So when I pre-ordered the game first, because I was like, fuck yeah, I want the game. And then my PS4 is launch PS4.
Oh, hell yeah. Upgrade that shit.
So every time I turn on my PS4, the flames are just on the last level.
You're playing a PS4 Pro on your KS? I mean, you're playing a launch PS4 on your KS?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why?
It's still solid as fuck. What you mean?
It's not 4K though, man.
You're not 4K.
You have a Samsung KS, one of the best models, and you're playing on the launch PS4.
I have a good ass TV.
It's a damn shame.
And it still works great, which is again another reason why because they didn't announce the PS4 Pro just yet. When they announced it, I went straight to work and I was like, pre-order. Got mine.
Paid for my pre-order.
You're welcome.
Thank you, baby.
I want to
There
get.
we go.
I want to get the fucking PlayStation really
You
bad.
better jump on it.
Better jump on it.
I think I'm gonna do it.
It's worth it. So I'm excited for that. That's until I'm done with that game. Then we could talk about anything of the game cycles. Okay? Actually, no. Until The Last of Us 2. Fuck you.
Is that gonna be a PS4 game?
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
I
How the
don't
fuck
know.
would they?
I don't
do you
know.
think they would delay it
I
another
don't
year,
know.
2 years?
A
Fuck
launch
that.
PS5 game? I think the launch.
They- well,
I
they-
think the
they-
PS5
no.
is announced next year.
They're gonna do it again. They're gonna do it just like The Last of Us, where they're gonna announce it for the PS3, and then it's gonna be remastered for the 5.
I don't know, man.
Just
I
gonna
don't
do
know.
that. They're gonna
I've
do
heard
that.
it both ways.
You like it both ways.
Heard it both ways. No, so yeah, Spider-Man's gone gold, so that the game's finished. They're just waiting to print it and then
Mhm.
put it out. Oh god, I can't wait for that PS4. But we're getting rumors. The Google is going to jump into the sphere, the gaming sphere, in terms of the console.
good.
Do we know anything? No. Is it going to fail miserably like an Ouya? Probably. You guys remember the Ouya?
No.
That's exactly
You
how
don't
bad it
remember the
was.
Ouya?
That's how bad it was.
No.
Nobody remembers.
Ouya was
Ouya.
a Kickstarter. Ouya.
Fuck the
I mean,
Kickstarter.
console?
I remember.
It was
yes.
a Kickstarter
Now that you said
console that was
I remember.
Android based. It's basically like the Nvidia Shield, but it failed.
It failed miserably.
Yeah, so it was Android based game console. That's where like Towerfall Ascension came from. Have you ever played the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a launch Ouya game.
Oh.
And it failed.
People got
No
their
one-
money back too.
No one bought it.
No one bought it. So it was funded, but then it came out and then it just fell flat on its face.
I just feel like I don't need another gaming console right now. Like PS4, Xbox, the Switch. If there's literally another gaming console, I feel like it's going to be gravitated heavily towards the PC realm area.
I mean,
As far
I
as
don't know.
gaming consoles,
I think it's very casual. I think it would be directed
if-
on getting casual people.
I
Would
mean,
not
I'm a
be-
casual
it
as
would
fuck.
not be PC.
I'm not gonna buy another gaming console.
I can see it gonna. I'm not opposed to another
Well,
game
again,
console.
I mean, it's about the quality of the game too. You know, the reason why I love the PlayStation so much is all the exclusives.
I'm obviously you're gonna have to weigh it out feature wise. Like, what are you getting from this new Google console compared to what you could be getting from
wait and see
everything
what
else?
happens. This is a wait and see type deal.
Yeah, because we don't know much about
We don't
it.
know
We
shit
do know
about
that a lot of PlayStation executives went over to Google to work on their console. I guess we don't know anything about the console. One, I don't know if we could fit another. Like, I don't know if there's room for like another major player in the console space. Who
That's
knows?
what I'm saying, yeah.
Maybe it would.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Definitely. What are you talking about?
The more the better. Nah, I don't think. I think
But
Well, you
here's
got
the
you got
thing.
Nintendo with the
If
handhelds.
they come out with games, that's big. Like if they come out with good games, like the Switch
Exclusives?
did, like exclusives, you can't get them anywhere else. Then I think then you're talking into something that might
Oh,
be a
wait a
success.
couple-
I don't think they make their biggest selling point on exclusives.
can't,
Like they'd have to
because-
make it off like the
AAA games and
system
stuff.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Because
they'd have to really have
How
something
many things
different.
do you need to fucking watch Netflix on? Like what feature?
It's not even just that itself. Like it's just like I couldn't even put a finger on what they'd have to do different, but they'd have to do something
Yeah.
differently in total for anyone to really.
I'd see, and that's the thing.
Touch it.
I don't think there is anybody. Like I don't think there's anything
No.
that they can do.
It's
like-
way too late to jump into it.
Never
too.
say
Nintendo.
never.
Look at Nintendo. That the Switch is a dedicated gaming device. You can't even get Netflix on it. Like it is one of those things where it's like you don't need Netflix on it. You don't need Netflix on the Switch. Like it's one of those things where this is all gaming. They're all in on gaming. This is what they're doing. And if it sold me more than any other Nintendo console ever has, then maybe the GameCube.
Yeah. Let's get in there.
It's same with the GameCube. Everyone was trying to do DVD players in their consoles, and they're like, "Nah, hobby.
We're gonna do a
We're gonna
real
use
small ass disc.
proprietary discs."
Was
Yeah.
good.
So it's one of those things where it's like games. If they have games, then I think we have a conversation about if like we have room for them.
Yeah.
If they come out and they're like, you can get Netflix and Hulu, and it's like, fuck off. I could get Netflix and Hulu on literally
What if
anything
it's
with
a
the screen.
pure VR system?
I wouldn't get it either.
Yeah, I mean, I that's also dying. Like
Yeah.
I read when I was on Kind of Funny Games Daily, there was an article. They're like VR's dying. The only thing that's keeping VR up right now is Oculus Go.
Oh wow.
Like
Yeah.
Oculus Go is like I think it was a majority of the market right
Why
now.
is it dying? Just no one's buying it?
Support. It's just one of those things where it's like kind of like 3D, but not as gimmicky as 3D.
I think no one really pushed VR to
PlayStation
the next
did.
level.
PlayStation really pushed it. Like Beat Saber.
I mean, pushed it as far as like marketing wise, yeah, sure. I'm like pushed it as far as like with the possibilities you can go forward with VR. I don't think anyone they kind of just scratched the surface and just sold that just to see what it would do.
Yeah, well, I think they knew that going in. Like their expectation was, this is Gen 1 hardware. This is like the PS1 when we launched the PS1. Like it's only gonna grow from here. But Yeah, I mean, I think there's cool things on it. Like, you can watch NBA games live in VR with paying for a ticket.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. Like, and then, like, some of the games, like Beat Saber is really cool. Have you seen it?
No.
Beat Saber is you have your PlayStation 1s, and then there's, like, triangles, and you have to hit the triangles.
Okay.
And it's, like,
I've seen it.
It's really cool. Like, it's a really rad game.
That's one game that I'd rather not. I'm going
Exactly.
to play it once, and then
there's not a lot of
shelf
games. But here's the thing. When the PS4 came out,
Killzone.
not a lot of games.
Fuck.
Killzone Shadowfall. Fuck yeah. But other than that, like, there wasn't a lot. Resogun. Resogun was an awesome game, but there wasn't, like, a ton of, like, to make you buy it. There never really is at launch of a console. So, I don't know. We'll see in terms of, like, VR. But, yeah, it's dying right now.
I'm not.
Like, would you be stoked on a Google-only VR?
No.
Only if it was different than only all the other VRs.
What? No.
And I don't
Like,
even know
you
what
get
that
a
would
sex
be.
robot?
Yeah, I mean, shit, that'd be great.
Bro, I seen the videos on Twitter with the sex robot. Those Asian guys are just going at it like that shit.
Man.
Like they're going at it.
We don't
Like
know.
wild
Andre's
rabbit.
going.
Who do you follow on Twitter?
Some dank ass people.
Dang ass people.
They post you some sex dolls on Twitter.
I feel, man.
I didn't see that.
Twitter-
Did
I've
you see
seen
that?
Yeah, but it wasn't Twitter. It was Pornhub. You know what I mean?
Dude, I
Well,
watched Infinity War there. No, actually, my friend of mine linked me, and I was like, "Oh, dude, what the fuck is this?"
I saw the
It's
BT
Infinity
Awards.
War. I was like, "Hey, it's lit."
That's awesome. That's
I saw
so
the
funny.
BT Awards on Pornhub.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that people are starting to use that. There's an artist called Wheeler Walker Jr. He's like a country artist, but he's like very vulgar country
Hey,
artist.
but that's where all the people are, so
Like,
might as well
he
post
sings,
there,
yeah,
right?
I know, it's
That's
smart.
where all the people
Like, kind of funny. It's so funny. Kind of funny was talking about doing ads,
Yeah.
like the over the roll ads with for Pornhub. Like, hey, come check out
Come
our
check us out.
YouTube channel.
Probably
There'd probably be
I
some
know.
clicks, man. They'd probably get some views.
But it was one of those things where he launched one of his music videos on Pornhub, like
Smart.
through
Was it
Pornhub.
successful?
Smart.
Yeah, it was really successful because he sings like songs like "Kicking Pussy" or "Kicking," "Eating Pussy" and "Kicking Ass."
I am weak.
Kicking pussy, eating pussy and kicking ass,
Uh-huh.
and then he also films things like like he just has a bunch of songs. Like I can't name a ton of them.
I
right
mean,
now.
what's his name again?
Fuck you, bitch. Wheeler Walker Jr.
Wheeler Walker.
And
Jr.
I hate
on
country.
Pornhub.
Look him up on Pornhub, guys.
Gonna have to peep him. real
I
quick.
hate country, but he's fucking hilarious.
Is he?
Yeah. Fuck you, bitch. You broke my heart. Fuck your dog. Oh wait, fuck your friends.
Don't
for
talk about my
tearing
dog like
us
that.
apart. Fuck your dog. Hope he never comes home.
That's fucking
Fuck
disrespect.
you, bitch.
Did he just say he
Hope
hates
you
him?
wind up
I hate
alone.
country.
dude.
Continues to sing it.
All
What?
this in the
It's not
Pornhub
country. It's
exclusive.
Wheeler Walker Jr. Check him out.
Oh, it's a different genre.
He's funny.
That's
his
fucking
own genre.
hilarious.
Okay.
Talk shit, man.
All right.
You good?
No, no, it's good though. We gotta
You
keep
good? All right,
going.
sorry. All right. So, so talking about people going over to Google, VR designer Richard Marks joins Google Advanced Technology Department, which is basically their gaming division. Phil Harrison is also over there right now. He's one of the higher ups at Google. Phil Harrison helped launch the PS3, helped sync the PS3 when it launched.
Okay.
He was one of the guys on the press conference being like, "It's $800."
Yeah.
We're like, "Fuck you."
What the
We're
fuck?
getting Xbox.
Sorry, that's too much. Fuck that.
You look like you're dying right now.
No, I don't know what it is.
I mean, if you just take off your
I
jacket,
think it could be, but then I
You
feel like
know?
I don't know. We're all in the middle of this, so I'm like,
it's
oh,
alright, man.
fuck.
Take it off.
Committed. I'm
Take it
committed.
off. Come on, puppy.
Come on.
I'll put on a show for you.
Strip for us.
But yeah, so a lot of
Yes, boo.
yes.
There you
Draw
go.
lots of attention
Stroke
to
the hair.
No, fuck you guys.
All right.
it. But yeah, so it's interesting. What do you guys feel about basically all the PlayStation talent who designed a lot of their hardware going over to Google?
I definitely think they have enough talent to create something different. I definitely think they could, through the stems of whatever board meetings and conferences they have, they can definitely create a new console that would be worthy and different from the rest.
Interesting.
Don't know what.
You're excited for it then?
Yeah, Sean's on the
Low-key,
positive
he's
side.
on
of
the
it.
positive
He's
side.
on the
He's like
positive side. of it.
optimistic. I think he's optimistic. Like, hey, you know what?
Because
I'm not
shit's
gonna-
been the same, and Sony's not going to take it to the next level because who's going to give them the competition?
Xbox.
True.
Whenever
And
that
if they
happens.
if they say, hey, we're gonna be cross-platform, come join us, and they actually might have a shot.
Yeah, like who knows? Like, what if this Google thing actually works? Then Sony has to step up their end because obviously they're
that's
going
what
to have
competition's supposed to do. It's supposed
exactly,
to make you, hey,
and there's no
get fed or
competition right
fed.
now for Sony. There hasn't been for a while.
I mean, yeah, because they're so far ahead. But right now, the Switch is selling like it's outselling what the PlayStation was doing in numbers.
Yeah.
Like at launch. And then the Xbox, even though it's selling under what the PlayStation's selling, it's selling really well. Like the Xbox is still really successful.
I'm not saying
hardware.
it's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not. I know, but I'm saying like it's one of those things where it's we've reset to the next.
It's probably honestly most of it's probably just loyal customers that have the 360 or before or something.
Yeah, probably. To be honest.
I don't agree.
I don't think people went from PlayStation to Xbox.
Yeah, a lot of people went Xbox to
Xbox,
PlayStation.
Exactly.
But here's the
I don't think
thing:
anyone did it.
a lot of them got it back, like especially with like this Fortnite fiasco. Like a lot of they're gaining a lot of mind share back. No, I think Sony is really underestimating.
Well, especially the
Sorry, I don't know why I keep
cross-platform too. So
Well, the
because you're
cross
burping because of the fucking big blue.
Duh.
That's fucking
the
why.
cross-platform play with like Fortnite, and then they do backwards compatibility, which Sony's just not doing.
But
Like they're making a lot of pro-consumer moves in terms of look, Game Pass. You can get all our first-party exclusive games for $10 a month.
Cool.
What?
That's not that many.
That's not really
I know it's
appealing
not
to the parents.
right now. Right now.
I don't think really a lot of parents really are saying, "Oh yeah, I'll get this for my
Think
kid."
about it. How many games do you think a parent would buy for their kid in a year?
Shit. 2, 3? I don't know.
Yeah, like
2,
3 to 4.
Okay. Yeah,
If,
so 3 to
if
4.
they're lucky.
So $240, let's say 4,
Yeah.
or $280
Right.
for 3. Okay, that's $280. Game Pass is $10 a month.
But they're not the newer
$120.
games though.
No, it is for the exclusives. Exclusives
That's what I'm
at
talking about.
launch
Exclusives
are
are
on
no
Game
good.
Pass.
When I'm talking about 4 or 5 games, it's for the third-party games.
Think about it. Like if there's a Cuphead 2, Sea of Thieves launching, the new Halo game.
But the kid has to
all
like the
these-
game to buy those.
As a kid, think about
You play
this.
what you get, though, right? As a kid, you play what you get.
We've talked about this. As a kid, you play what you fucking get.
Yeah.
And if you can get your hands on more than just one game in a year, or 2 games in a year, or 3 games in a year,
Yeah.
and not play the fuck out of them, but actually get a selecting of, look, when new games come out that are exclusive to Xbox, I get them. And then here are other games that are there too that I can play the fuck out of.
That's why Shawn
It's kind of
played.
worth it.
That's why you play the truck simulator. That's all you got.
That's all you had, man.
You play the truck simulator. You drove
But
cross country.
it's a different time now though. Like I don't feel like
True.
it's the same.
The
for
games are
kids
still
now.
available. The mobile
Like-
games, all this shit. Like, fuck, dude.
That's
I've
true.
seen kids. You all work there. I've seen kids walk in with their parents and ask for
all work
specific
there.
games. Like parents don't really walk in and just like, what is this game? Oh yeah, I'll take it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't do that
I've
anymore.
had
There's
that
a
quite a
couple.
bit. I've had
Yeah.
that quite a bit,
I've
actually.
rarely had a customer do that.
There's always.
Usually they walk in. My son said he wanted this game, and they tell me the game, and then obviously I get it for him. But like, they don't just walk into the aisles and grab a random game anymore. Like it's kids choose what games they want now based off
I think kids always have.
streaming, especially Twitch is a
Yeah. No,
very
you're right.
big influencer on games and
I want that
popularity
game,
wise.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's an influx of people amount coming up and buying PS4s or Xboxes for Fortnite.
Exactly.
It's a free
It's
game.
funny.
And
It's
you're
hella funny when they
buying.
come up to me. It's like, hey, can I buy Fortnite? I'm like, oh, kid, you don't even need it. Just buy the console. Get out of
I
here.
don't even know what you're buying it for. Like, what do you buy?
You buy this thing called Battle Pass. So the Battle Pass gives you weekly challenges.
Yeah, the battle pass I understand, but we don't sell the battle pass.
No, it's
Well,
all
what is it?
in-game.
That's
in
in-game.
game.
Yeah.
So-
what do you buy outside? Like, is there a disc?
So you're getting the building one, right? The actual original
Save the World,
Fortnite.
some
Yes.
bullshit.
So the
Sa-
PVE.
Save the World, and then there's do you get like the coins? What do they call them? Fucking
V-Bucks.
V-Bucks. Yeah, and you get V-Bucks with the game too. That's it.
That's how they made like what $1 billion. That's
Yeah, $1 billion.
why Epic Games is worth like what 8.5 billion.
It's a lot. It's crazy.
It's fucking
That's
crazy.
wild.
Fortnite saved the world literally.
Fortnite I cannot believe. I remember they announced that the same day they announced The Last of Us. I remember it so clearly. It was the Game Awards.
I don't think Fortnite would be anything without Twitch. Truthfully, I think
Yeah,
Twitch
true.
really,
No. That's a
propelled
huge
Fortnite.
popularity thing.
Oh yeah.
Twitch really propels Fortnite into fucking stardom, truthfully.
Well, Epic propelled Fortnite into stardom because like
They made it free to play.
They had Save the World, and then they're like, "Fuck, this isn't selling." And then they saw PUBG, and they're like, "Oh, we could kind of do that too." And then they did it, and then it fucking blew. I just can't believe a turnaround like that. Nobody was talking about Fortnite.
I remember I downloaded I was one of the first one that was free to download when they announced it. When they said, "Hey, Fortnite's free," downloaded it, played it for like a month, and I was like, "All right, you're going in the shelf again. I'm playing Destiny or some shit." And then Destiny was whack as fuck, and then you're like, "What are we playing now?" Oh, Destiny. I mean, Fortnite's getting popular. People are playing Fortnite, so we started playing that, and the rest is history.
So good. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like that. So yeah. So in terms of how do you even get here? I don't even know how we got here.
What was the original?
We were talking about PlayStation, everyone leaving.
Oh, the new console?
The Google bullshit. And
yeah, so, I mean, Google's not the only one, too. Bullshit. Like, look at, so Xbox, we're getting rumors, too, of a new console. We're getting a streaming-only one, and then we're getting, because this is the news. Of course you heard about it.
I actually had to read it
for this
but
this
before
podcast.
that, because of the end of the life cycle bullshit. Everybody started talking about their new console.
So it's cool what they're trying to attempt to do. Now, if they can, Microsoft has the resources, they have the money, they could really revolutionize the gaming industry. Like you said, Shawn, it's been the same for a long time. Imagine if you don't, like, you can stream all your games. Imagine if you don't have to download your games at all. And you don't have, like, you just release, and then you just click on, and you play it. You don't have to wait for download. You don't have to wait to update. It's all cloud-based.
But that would mean you have to be connected to the internet all the time.
Yes. So that's one thing where it's like, that's why they're doing, it's rumored to be a streaming system and a non-streaming system where you can actually download things and you can actually, like, use discs and things like that.
I actually don't support that now I think about it.
Wait, but okay, so imagine if the disc one was for $300 at launch, and then the streaming one was $150.
Just because it's cheaper doesn't mean it's a better option.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's a better option. So, like I said,
I'm not saying it's going to be terrible, but I'm thinking they'd have to have like dedicated servers to keep those things up, because I will be damned if I decide to turn on my streaming system, try to stream play a game, and they're talking about systems are down currently doing maintenance. Fuck you mean? What?
Fuck you mean, man?
Now what am I supposed to do for the next 4 hours since fucking you're doing maintenance?
Yeah.
No.
Get on the PS4.
Well, let's think. Well,
man, I'm trying to play a solo player game like God of War, and I can't play it because systems are down. I'm not even trying to play online. I'm trying to play a solo player offline game, and I can't play it.
Now, think about it. How often does that happen with Netflix to you?
It's different.
I don't know, but think about it. How often does that happen with Netflix? So imagine if Microsoft was able to use the resources they have. Now, like I said, it's a long shot because in terms of streaming capabilities, there's always going to be some kind of input lag, and there's always going to be some kind of strain in terms of the servers, in terms of there being lag. There's going to be some kind of latency issue.
True.
So when you're playing Fortnite streaming and you press the fire button and it fires like a little more delayed, that would suck. But if you think about it, if Microsoft puts in the resources and they find a way, they've done this in the past with finding out unique ways of solving problems. Backwards compatibility, they made it work.
They did,
even though like they couldn't really make it work. It wasn't built into the architecture of the Xbox. They made it work. With Game Pass, like the subscription-based thing, like they're losing so much money on it. With all the only thing that keeps people coming to Xbox would be exclusives, right?
Yeah,
they're giving them away for $10 a month. So it's things like that where it's like they are kind of problem solvers, and they do have a lot of money, and they are a very tech-centric company.
Play in the lead than play catch up.
Exactly. So think about it. If this is where we're going, they'd be in the lead. So I think they're betting on something that they don't think.
So they're just trying to survive now to win later. Yeah.
Well, not survive now. I mean, this has nothing to do with now. This is something that they're going to launch, because next console generation, assalamu alaikum, it's all every man for itself again. Yeah. Xbox could lead next generation. Like once next generation starts, it's even playing field. Yeah, no, we've seen it happen. PlayStation comes out on PS2, kills it, fucking murders everyone. Comes out at PS3, bombs. Xbox takes the lead. It's one of those things where it's any man's game.
True.
So, imagine if they were able to put the resources they wanted into a streaming device, give you an Xbox that you can play all the Xbox games on for $150. hard
now
to
it's
beat.
just about but it's about time though. Do I
Hard-
want to put my time in a game or something like that?
Hard
They gotta
to
come
beat.
out with the games.
They'll
They
definitely
come out
have.
with
They
the
have to
games.
make that a more enticing deal. Like they'll have to prove and show me that like it'd be worthwhile to buy the $150 console
Yeah.
compared to the $300 console.
Well, in the report, they're the same console.
It's gonna be the same console playing the same games, but there's a price cut for a reason. You want me to buy
there's
the
something
cheaper one
different.
for
Yeah,
a
there's gonna
reason.
be something cheaper.
Think about it. Think about why it would be cheaper. If it's just a Apple
it's all
streaming
streaming.
TV, yeah, then you don't have any mechanical moving parts in the system. You just have a processor.
I know, but that doesn't mean just because I bought a cheaper system that I no longer have room to complain about
Yeah.
issues that they
Oh
could
no,
have.
no, that's not what I'm saying at all. I can easily see this coming out and being a huge fucking failure.
Yeah,
Like I'm just trying to think in terms of like
Wow.
this could shift things in terms of the industry.
It's making people
I
think
think
differently.
the
which is why-
concept,
the
the
concept is
idea
different.
could shift things. Not, I don't know if Microsoft be the first to perfect.
They
it.
can start the idea of it and people will perfect it. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't think they'll perfect it coming out.
well,
And
first
they might
generation
have,
hardware on anything's never.
Stop lying because my PS4 is still good.
That's not first gen. That's a fourth generation.
First of all, but it's still launched.
Hardware.
It's the first gen. How many PS4s are there? The Slim and the Pro.
I mean, you want to really talk about? There's the PS1, and then there's the PS1.
I started.
There's a
unboxed something I didn't
and
want
then
to.
there's a
Flowers.
PlayStation
PS2
1,
still work?
and then there's a
Does that-
PlayStation Pocket.
If you're telling me,
Do you guys remember the PlayStation
work?
Pocket?
If I plug that in, it'll work.
It won't work.
No.
Damn
Well,
it.
I mean, it would turn on, but like, first of all, the
That doesn't prove my
faceplate like
case
won't
right now.
open. And if you did, I'm pretty sure I'll only read the blue discs.
Okay.
It's all good.
Anyway, then there's the PlayStation Pocket, and then there's the PS2, and then there's the PS2 Slim, and then there's the PSP, and then there's the
He's
PSP
going in.
Slim,
He's
and then
going
there's
in.
the PSP Go. PSP Go, underrated system. Only downloads. You couldn't get any UMDs on it. And then there's the PS3. PS3 was good, and there's the PS3 Slim, and then there's the PS3 Super Slim, which is like even slimmer than the Super Slim. And then there's the PlayStation Vita. PlayStation Vita, very underrated. And then there's the PlayStation Vita Slim. The old one was better though because it had the OLED. And then after the PlayStation Vita, there's the PlayStation 4.
the
And then there's the
Vita was
PlayStation
before.
4 Slim. And then now we're here. It's crazy.
It is. All right.
I feel like the
All
streaming
right.
console would be what the Vita was for PlayStation. Like I think it would be a good idea. Probably sell a lot at first and then slowly die.
Yeah.
That's why I think the little streaming console would work.
I think, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think if you can get people their games and it doesn't suck, like when you play, your experience doesn't suck. I think why not? I mean, $150. You know how like easy that would get people into their ecosystem. I think it would really make Sony sweat in terms of like competition.
Sales?
They will. No. And that's competition's
In
always
terms
good.
of sales and revenue, maybe, but as far as in terms of content and technology, no.
I mean, what matters?
Money.
Like, so I mean, if you're not making the money, then obviously, like,
What matters
PlayStation's
is
gonna be
appealing
sweating.
to your audience, truthfully.
But your audience, if you have a small audience, like your goal is to
Yeah.
make as much money as possible as a company. So if you're not making as much money possible, you're gonna be sweating and you're gonna try to adapt. So that's the whole reason that's the whole reason Xbox didn't do the DRM thing, where you couldn't play games offline, where you couldn't do this, where it was all entertainment, where you had to have the Kinect, things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe Sony said, "Fuck, we don't want that. You could do this. Don't have to have all that bullshit." And then it made Xbox change their strategy. This could be the same thing where Xbox comes out and is streaming, and it's actually good, and Sony wants to stick with the classic way of doing things and not have like the two different SKUs.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they're undercut by $150, $200, $300, however expensive the next consoles are going to be.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck. Like, okay, well now we're going to do one.
You have to. Gotta go where the competition is.
We're almost out of here, but there was actually a question because this Xbox conversation actually brings up something, a listener question. This one's from Yanni. Yanni is actually a really awesome supporter of ours. Shout out to
Shout
you,
out.
Yanni. Also, let me know if I'm pronouncing that right.
You're
How do you
you're
say it
gonna
one more
get a
time?
very angry letter.
Say it one more time. No,
Come on,
you say
You
it.
tell me. You tell me.
Yanni
thi-
Yanni
Yanni.
Bonnie.
Yanni.
Yanni Bonnie.
Yeah,
Yanni.
it is Yanni. Right? That's Yanni.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm uncultured. I don't
What's
know.
the question?
Yanni. She asks, what's your take on the future of GameStop? Will it go the way of Toys R Us?
No.
Well,
I used to
Here's
love
the
Toys
thing.
R Us.
with things like the next Xbox, this is why I wanted to bring this
Yeah.
listener question up now. Easily, I think GameStop's already on their deathbed.
Really?
Yes, 1,000%. Have you been into a GameStop lately?
Today, because I was trying to look for something.
Yeah, not.
Didn't
Yeah,
work
you're
out.
How many
fucking
people were in there?
Pikachu.
Well, it's a Target exclusive, first of all. Okay, I was looking for a different
Oh,
side.
sorry, my bad.
How many people were in that GameStop when you walked
There
in?
was 2 people.
2
Both of them
customers
were
or 2
employees.
employees?
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
It was me and the employee, so 2.
That's terrible.
Yeah, so you're right.
I remember when GameStop had a GameStop
This is a true
exclusive.
story. This is a true fucking
pre-orders.
story.
I like that the way they went with all the merch. All right, sorry, go.
I went to a GameStop looking for some shit, right? I was only customer. A customer walks in, and I'm like, all right. This motherfucker goes in, and he's like, hey, yo, I want to get FIFA 17. I'm like, the fuck, dude? All right. And then the guy's like, yeah, for what system? And then the customer's like, I'm looking for FIFA 17 for the Xbox 360. I'm like, what the fuck? Who plays that? And you know what the worst part is? Guess how much it cost?
$60.
Yeah, it's gonna be $39.99. I was like,
Jesus.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're telling me FIFA
Hey.
17 for the Xbox 360 is goddamn $40?
The PS2 didn't die until 2009, 2010.
I actually had an Xbox 360 up to like 2030,
I don't
2030.
know.
When you're a kid and you can't get the new console, like
I know, I
you
just said, goddamn. So
run into-
GameStop's living off those FIFA 17s,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I didn't get a PS4 until 2015 or 2016. I had
Okay.
360 till then.
Yeah, I
GameStop's
wanna-
trying to diversify their.
They
their-
are. They're
their
trying to get,
way.
like,
They're
comic
trying
books in
to.
there
I
and
mean,
all this
they
bullshit.
make games. They're a game
Yeah, I feel
publisher.
like GameStop would be there for you if you have the old system and you just quite couldn't afford like a PlayStation 5 or the Xbox One X, like exclusive games only for that. You know, you can't. They're not backwards compatible. Xbox is, but I'm talking about PlayStation wise. I feel like GameStop's always going to be there for you, but
I hope it's still there.
But GameStop's trying to diversify like what they're doing. I really like the way they went with merchandise when they bought ThinkGeek.
No, yeah, exactly.
I think it's awesome that I can go
They're-
in there and I could buy things for the set. I can buy things like I think they have a really cool.
And I
layout
think
of
that's the
things.
reason why they're gonna. I mean, they're not gonna die.
I don't know if it's a big enough demand. They might go all online. I could see them doing all online.
Actually, I can see them going
Yeah.
online.
but definitely.
Yeah,
I hope it's still around. It's something. It's a cool, like, hey, let's go to the mall. Let's stop by.
And
Like,
that-
it's a cool. I don't want to say
Yeah,
time waster
no,
'cause
I
fuck.
do like.
But still, like, it's. I mean, it's a cool.
I feel like
it's
a lot
shot-
of
it's a
customers
store I would
leave
go to.
GameStop disappointed. Than
If you're telling me, I mean, you can't compare Toys R Us to GameStop because, yeah.
I mean, you can though. Toys R Us was
I mean,
just
there's
games.
a way,
It was
yeah.
just toys.
yeah.
But their audience was definitely more towards like fucking
GameStop is even less
Kids.
though.
True.
Like in terms of like they're not very
If
diverse.
they don't change
that's
now,
why they're trying to
yeah,
diversify.
if they don't
They're-
change now, then yes.
They're a publisher. They've published video games. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
They like I said, I love their like merchandise. I think that'd be so cool if they went all online, and they now like curate nerdy collectibles.
Yeah.
Now GameStop is the place that you go for all your nerdy collectibles and all your cool merchandise and all
Yeah.
your cool
That's a terrible
PlayStation
way to go out.
shirts.
Switching from
Why not? I think they'd be a
consoles
lot
to
more
merch.
successful.
I mean, I'm not
Start-
saying it's not going to be unsuccessful. I'm just saying, like, for you to make that huge transition to now you're selling mainly merch
Well, think about
aside from games.
if the next generation, let's say the PlayStation and Xbox both have a streaming box, and they're not doing physical games on half they split their audience halfway.
Mm-hmm.
GameStop is barely holding on as it is
Yeah.
right now. So
Yeah.
imagine splitting the audience, and now you only have a fraction of what you had more. I don't think you can. I don't think you can stay awake. And I think that's why I wanted to answer that question because it ties in perfectly with what we're talking about.
Yeah, if that's the case, then I don't think they'll survive. They'll be on life support. They'll
Yeah.
be like hanging out to dear life.
GameStop's been on life support. Let's be real.
True. As long as they survive, I'm
Especially when Best Buy had that Gamers Club unlocked.
R.I.P.
God,
Oh, I wonder why Best Buy got rid of that. Were they
So
losing too much money?
Reselling motherfuckers.
I'm sure they were. Yeah, that's probably it.
Losing
Yeah,
money?
that's gotta be
Motherfuckers
it.
would just resell the shit out of a game.
I mean, it's only 20%. How much money you're making?
No,
off
there's
the games?
people who would do like no tags and all this other bullshit, and then they'd buy like 5 copies, and then
Oh, get out of here!
It's when you'd buy
you just
multiple
put a limit
copies.
on it. You just put a limit on
yeah,
it.
tell Best Buy that. Too late.
Ah, that sucks. Well,
That's dumb.
I mean, so you guys excited for the next generation?
Yes, but until then, I'm gonna
I'm
enjoy the
hopeful.
shit out of my new PS4 Pro that I'm gonna get.
Oh, me too. It's gonna be
I'm
beautiful.
hopeful for the next
Mhm.
generation.
We'll see.
I don't know if I'm excited.
I want
but
to. Yeah, I want to see.
I'm always excited, man.
First of all, Last
4K
of Us
is gonna
2?
be the biggest thing probably. 4K wasn't a big thing with Xbox One,
It
and
kind of was.
towards the end of it, towards
Yeah.
the end
I
of the
feel
life
like
cycle, it's all about
I
4K.
feel
So
like-
now that is gonna be the pure focus on.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean,
Fuck
if you're
yeah.
streaming though, here's the thing. This is why I don't like this. This is why I don't like
Streaming's
this.
gonna be a bitch.
Is because
4K.
streaming, you can't get your I can't make use of my beautiful Q9 with a streaming box. Like that has to be some mad lifting
Upscale, bro.
you have to do. It's not the same. It's not native. So it's one of those things where it's I mean, I would rather if that's the choice, I would get the more expensive console. If I have to sacrifice picture quality over convenience,
I wouldn't
and
sacrifice.
cheapness. One of those things that we have to think about.
True that.
Interesting. And the last piece of news, I don't know, I just wanted to talk about it. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy still #1 in the UK.
This is the only news from Mikey, by
This
the
is
way.
only news for me.
News only
Do you need a Mikey minute?
Because he only cares about his Crash
All right, let me run it down. Crash Bandicoot 1, and then there's Crash Bandicoot 2. No, I'm just kidding. Go down this thing again. No, it's for a 5th week, Crash Bandicoot is #1 in the UK. Again, like this game is 2 years old. It's #1 in the UK. Again.
Do you have it for the Switch?
It's slow. I'm gonna get it for the Switch.
I already have it for the Switch.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I do.
Did I
play it? I played it. It's a cool, like, I'm in a shitter. Let me play this game while I take a shit.
I'm in this shitter. I want to play it.
It's more than
that's literally all it is.
It's been getting hella hype, and I've never. I
definitely
have played it
TV?
before. No, I don't.
You son of a bitch.
That's why I feel like
TV and play on it.
like they should wait for the new consoles just so everyone can really get a 4K TV.
Then.
I feel like they should do that. Everyone
is, man. Get a
PlayStation,
TCL.
Xbox.
Get one of them poverty TVs.
Stop! Don't.
One of those poverty.
That's what they call them.
Giving me a poor 4K.
Yeah, poor 4K. Poor man's 4K. TCL.
That's what it is.
Nah, I'm definitely trying to get a Sony TV or something.
That's where it's at, baby.
You son of a bitch.
I have to look at you right in your eyes.
Samsung Q9, man. Can't beat it. Best TV on the market.
I'm not gonna buy no Q9.
Q9,
I
man.
got Q9 money.
Don't have to worry about that burn-in.
Q9 money.
Don't have to worry about that burn-in.
Ooh, all right. We're not sponsored, okay?
I know, but I love my Q9. Like, I cannot wait to get my 75-inch Q9.
Stop
It's
it.
going to look beautiful.
Not even
Where you?
Not
Where?
So, I'm going to see if I can mount it there. Please, landlord, if you're listening, turn this off right now so I don't get evicted. I want to mount it above the fireplace. If I can't mount it above the fireplace, then it's going to go right here in this corner.
That's fine. It looks nice. It's going to look nice.
It's going to look beautiful.
Have your Q9.
But Crash Bandicoot looks gorgeous in 4K. It's still #1. I mean, think about this. When do you see a game other than Grand Theft Auto right after it? But right after it launches, that it's still #1.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be #1 on the depth chart.
Grand Theft Auto. I'm surprised #5 is still even going. Like that game has been alive for so long.
Red Dead Redemption's when that game comes out.
It was a PS3 game.
Rockstar knows how to keep their games alive.
Definitely.
I really salute that company.
I do too. They've made a shit ton of money off of it.
Hella money. They just came out with like after hours for Grand Theft Auto.
Mhm.
Like online.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but like
They still
everybody's
doing it?
back on it now, and it's just like what?
That's how you make money.
Again, they just dropped. What was the last one they had? Like the little beach pack.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
think.
don't even know.
I don't even know what the last one was.
I'm not even really.
I played a little bit of it, but it was crazy. Like it was crazy how much content they can really keep adding onto the game. Like it's
Ridiculous.
great game. Great game.
Great job, Rockstar.
Hats off.
Know how to support a game. Well, gentlemen, we just have one more listener question from Anthony Flairda. Good friend of the show. He's been on before.
Shout out.
Hey, I see him on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, Anthony. Shout out Anthony. Anthony is an awesome dude.
Shout out to you.
Gracias, Anthony.
Yeah. Gracias, Anthony.
Don't do that.
You know what I mean? Couple dudes being guys over here.
Couple dudes
Speaking some Spanish.
being guys.
About to get
Come on,
deported by us.
Anthony asks, recently I was super bummed that Bioshock Collection won't allow me to stream via the PS4 Twitch app. I was super disappointed and it killed my want to play it. What's a game that had some stupid BS feature that ruined a game for you and that you otherwise were super stoked about?
Ooh, fucking Far Cry 5 pissed me the fuck off.
Oh, is this the progress one?
Yes.
Yes, okay, go for it.
So, Far Cry, you have the option to play co-player or co-op with other people online.
Yeah.
So like I can play
Story mode. I can
story
go play
mode.
where
You
you
can play
are.
story mode. But like if I'm the main account and we're doing like my story on mine account, you won't get any progress like towards like your skills and abilities. Like only I will.
Oh, that's stupid as fuck.
So I'll level up and unlock more skills and abilities, but like your
friend won't.
You'll never get that because
Fucked
it's not
up,
your
dude.
main account. And it just makes it
You know
not
what I would
worthwhile
do?
to play.
I'd be like,
because-
nah, dude, co-op's done. I'm not
yeah, it
with
makes you not want to play with someone else. Like I literally bought that game and intended to play it with my friend, but like after we were close to beating like one of the main bosses or the little,
You're like, I'm not getting XP.
he was all like, why can't I do this? And I'm all like, why can't you do what? He was like, I can't unlock this skill. I'm like, what skill? He was all like, the skill you just unlocked, I can unlock it. I'm like, swear to God.
Oh, that's the worst.
Stop playing it right there. Haven't touched it since.
That is the worst.
Makes you not even want to play it.
Luckily, I don't think I've ever had a game where it's like, it doesn't have this feature, no thanks.
There's nothing or it's giving you a BS feature where you're like,
I'm trying to think. I don't think, no.
That's what I'm trying to think. I'm just hoping.
That's a good one, though. That Far Cry one's actually a really good, like, if it's a co-op game that you're really trying to play with a friend and
like,
that pops
why
up,
would you not want to
I
get
wanna
the
play
same,
it.
like, he couldn't even unlock the abilities to, like, carry, like, 3 main weapons. He had to carry only just a regular main and 1 sidearm.
That's fucked up.
And, you know, you can level up and carry, like, 2 or 3 mains and 1 sidearm, but, like, he couldn't get that skill because it was my account. And we played like half the story already, so it made it feel like worth it because we'd have to play it on his again.
Yeah.
And not saying the story wouldn't be worth playing for a second time, but like
it just sucks because you're
not hopping back and forth.
There's a grind you don't want to do.
Exactly. We finally did
it.
it. Finally beat the next boss, and now we have to go on your
do
account
it again
and do it again. No.
Yeah, sucks.
I would do something different.
That's a really.
I can't think of a
Fuck yeah.
I can't.
I should have thought
about
about this a little bit more.
I really can't think of a game as far as there's no feature, there's online only or anything like that. There's nothing that I really like. Oh, I don't want to play this game. Fuck that.
I hate subscription based games sometimes.
I do. Well, subscription based like WoW.
Yeah, like a WoW.
I don't. Play
That's just the
Those
I
are
don't
for
even
fucking
play
PC dorks. My drivers.
I mean, it's more
drivers. My drivers.
There's more than just that game that has subscription. It's like Elder Scrolls Online, for example. I was hyped to play like a Skyrim online.
What the fuck, dude?
That's my little fart noise.
That was too realistic. All right. On that end.
Yeah, on that note, I guess that
Elder Scrolls Online, boring.
I haven't played it.
My drivers. That's what I imagine with all these subscription-based games.
Why the drivers? Why do you keep saying the drivers?
That's all the PC dorks fucking talk about. Go up to my drivers. My graphics card needs to be updated. What are you doing, dude? What are you knocking over?
I'm not gonna knock over nothing. Just talking about, girl.
Well, yeah, I can't think of any. I can't think of
unfortunately.
anything like that. That sucks though for him for like the BioShock not being able to stream it. It seems weird.
PS4 being PS4 again, man.
Yeah. I mean,
you guys ever played a game?
That's actually a good one right there, the Fortnite one. I am a big PlayStation fucking Sony pony over here. Like I fucking love PlayStation. Like as you can tell. I grew up with PlayStation. That was my system. I love Fortnite now. The Switch got me into Fortnite. Like I played Fortnite on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I was like, okay. I'm not like a huge online gamer. Like whatever. And then it came out on Switch. I downloaded it at E3 the day of E3. I played it for a couple rounds. I was like, fuck, this is good. And
it was, you know what made it good on Switch? Because I felt like no one knew how to play it on the new Switch controls. So like everyone was trash. It was like an even playing field. It still feels like an even playing field, even though it is cross-platform. But for the majority, I feel like I still am playing with more Switch players than Xbox players.
It was just so good. Like in terms of like I just like it that I could take it anywhere. I could play it anywhere. Like at the Kind of Funny office when I went and did like a couple shows for Kind of Funny.
Which you did awesome, by the way.
Thank you, man.
You did great.
Yeah, check it out, youtube.com/ShipsWithGaming if you want to see more.
Yeah, boo boo.
Kitty girl.
But after like the show, after we went and got lunch, it was seriously us playing from 3 to like 8. Just we were all on our Switch. Like one guy was on the big TV, and then we had 3 of the other guys on the Switch, and we were just playing it. And I was like, this is fucking rad. Like this is why I like the Switch. It's because you don't need to get 4 different dedicated TVs to play this. And so I was like, fuck, this is rad. I have that itch to like play it on a big screen. And I didn't want to play it on PS4 because there are people I want to play who only have a Switch, and I want to play with them, or I have people who are on Xbox that I want to play with, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna play it on PlayStation. Like I'm not. So I mean that would be one, I guess, for me that makes sense, because that's why I don't play it on PlayStation, because I like that I could buy a battle pass and I could use it for my account on my Xbox and my PlayStation or on my Switch versus having 2 different battle passes and having to do the challenges twice.
I don't buy the battle pass on my Switch, only for the PlayStation.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not gonna buy that shit twice. Fuck that, dude.
You're not gonna get that much money from me now. Epic.
Epic. Let's pump the brakes with your 1 billion. Well, gentlemen, that was completely consensual. How are you guys feeling?
Gotta take a piss.
It was a long one.
But it was great conversation.
Like I said, I honestly that was a really good. Like it was a less funny episode, but it was really good conversation, and that's the heart of completely consensual. Like it reminds me of the old days where it's like
Completely
the one-on-one.
sexual.
Completely sexual.
Completely sexual.
Classic. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and like down below and go ahead and leave a comment. Be part of the conversation. What do you think of all the stuff we just talked about? How do you like the new format of the show? I actually really like this format of the show. It's just talking and shooting the shit and running through it and not having to read all the news. Let us know down in the comments down below. Check out the Let's Play that we posted. Let us know how you think of that.
I don't watch it. I mean, go watch it, but this fucker wins.
I mean, you suck at Mario Aces. So
First of all, Mexicans don't play
I will be winning all Let's Plays from here on out. So.
Oh, big dick over here.
All
What do you think, you son of a bitch? You want to fight? Let's fucking fight.
You know what they call me?
So nasty.
What do they call you?
Black Hammer.
God damn it. Damn it, you son of a bitch.
That's your new nickname?
They're not ready for it.
All right.
Damn.
But
that's you talking some shit.
I look forward to seeing you guys again on Sunday.
Oh,
I look forward to winning. I look forward to the laughs we have, though, more importantly, because that's what's going to make you guys have fun. Not winning, but laughing.
It's not the losing, it's the laughter that I'm going to make. Okay.
Yeah, it's the laughter that's going to keep you entertained, not the winning, because you won't be doing any of that. But
I can't fucking wait to see this guy fall on his fucking face.
Doesn't that fucking happen?
Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. It helps us grow. Tell a friend about our channel. Share our videos. Share this video. Go ahead and download it on iTunes too. Listen to it twice. Check out the new set on the video. Go ahead and throw a like, and then subscribe on the iTunes so we can grow there. Leave a comment and a rating there. It really helps us out, guys. You can follow me at Cheeks_Junior on Twitter. You can also follow Chiptooth Gaming at CTG Vids on Twitter, and you can follow us at Facebook.com/Chiptooth Gaming, and you can like the page there. Andres, you can follow Andres at
your boy Compa Andres,
and then
at Compa Andres. There you go, Compa
Andres, and then Shawn So Nasty, Black Hammer himself.
Oh wow! Now you're gonna keep that on you now.
He's so nasty.
All right, nope.
Shawn So Nasty.
The way you say it is like he is.
Shawn, where can they find you?
Find me at That Kid Flowers, no space, all one word. That Kid Flowers. Let's put the T in the front. Hit me up. Yeah, follow me. Hit me up.
Swipe left.
If you guys ever want to play something, you definitely just shoot me the message. I'm definitely willing to. Got nothing but time.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot, B.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot or shoot.
Shoot or shoot.
That's what it is.
And until next time, players, this has been Completely Consensual.